Hi everyone, welcome to the Voidmore channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're doing something a little different. We've got 100 Gumball facts to fall asleep to, behind the scenes production details, creative choices that shaped the show, small facts about how this animated world came together. But before we dive in, if you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything and it helps us keep making better videos for everyone here. Alright, let's get into it. First up we got concept and premise. The Amazing World of Gumball is an animated series about a young blue cat named Gumball Watterson. He lives with his family in the town of Elmore. But here is something most people don't know. Gumball has an adopted brother named Darwin who is a goldfish. Darwin walks, talks, and goes to school, just like Gumball. The two brothers navigate school life, family situations, and the unusual world of Elmore together. The show centers on ordinary scenarios that many viewers can relate to. Going to school, dealing with homework, spending time with family, and handling friendship problems are common themes. These everyday situations form the foundation of most episodes. What makes the show distinctive is how it presents these normal situations. The characters are a mix of animals, objects, and fantastical beings. This creates a world that feels both familiar and strange at the same time. The town of Elmore serves as the main setting. It contains typical locations like a school, houses, stores, and parks. But the population includes unusual characters that would never exist in a real town. Gumball's personality drives many stories. He is enthusiastic, sometimes mischievous, but generally well-meaning. His actions often create problems that need solving by the end of each episode. The premise of mixing everyday challenges with creative, unusual characters creates the show's unique tone. Normal life problems happen in an abnormal world. This allows the show to be relatable while still being visually interesting. The calm foundation of familiar scenarios makes the show accessible to viewers of all ages. This creative premise came from the mind of one specific person who developed the entire concept. 2. Creator Ben Bockelay. The Amazing World of Gumball was created by Ben Bockelay, an animator and designer who worked in the animation industry before creating this show. But here is something most people don't know. Bockelay developed the show by combining unused character ideas that he had created over the years. As an artist, he had designed many characters for various projects. Not all of these characters were used in the projects they were designed for. Instead of letting these unused designs disappear, Bockelay found a way to bring them together. He imagined a world where all these different character types could exist simultaneously. This became the foundation for Elmore and its diverse population. The variety of characters in Gumball reflects this origin. Some characters are drawn in simple 2D animation. Others are rendered in 3D computer graphics. Some are based on photographs or real objects. This visual diversity comes from the characters having been designed at different times for different purposes. Bockelay's background working at Cartoon Network Studios Europe gave him industry connections and knowledge. He understood how to pitch ideas to networks and what animation studios looked for in new shows. This professional experience helped when presenting The Amazing World of Gumball as a series concept. Bockelay could explain his vision clearly and demonstrate how the show would work. The decision to combine previously unused characters into one cohesive world was both creative and practical. It gave Bockelay a large cast of diverse designs to work with immediately. This approach to creating the show led directly to where the series was first produced. 3. Cartoon Network Studios Europe origin. The Amazing World of Gumball became an important milestone for Cartoon Network as a production company. The show was developed and produced in Europe rather than in the United States, but here is something most people don't know. The series became the first original animated show produced by Cartoon Network Studios Europe. Before Gumball, the studio had worked on various projects, but had not produced a completely original animated series for Cartoon Network's main channel. This made Gumball a significant project for the studio. It proved that Cartoon Network Studios Europe could create original content that met the network's standards. The success of Gumball would determine whether more original shows could be produced there. The European production base brought certain advantages. Access to European animation studios and artists expanded the creative possibilities. Different animation styles and techniques were more readily available in the European production environment. Cartoon Network Studios Europe is located in the United Kingdom. This location influenced some aspects of the show's development, even though the show was designed for international audiences. The studio's first original show needed to succeed both creatively and commercially. Gumball had to prove that European production could deliver quality animation animation that would appeal to Cartoon Network's global audience. The network gave the project its support because Ben Bachelet's pitch showed promise. The creative concept was strong enough to warrant the risk of making it the studio's first original series. This origin as the first original Cartoon Network Studios Europe production gave Gumball special importance. The process of actually developing this first original show followed a specific timeline. 4. Series development timeline. Creating an animated television series takes time. The process involves many stages, from initial concept to finished episodes ready to air. But here is something most people don't know. Production on The Amazing World of Gumball began in 2009 after Ben Bachelet's pitch had been accepted by Cartoon Network's leadership. The network approved the show and gave the green light to begin actual production work. Starting in 2009 meant that roughly 2 years of work happened before the show premiered. Animation production involves numerous steps that each take time. Scripts must be written, character designs finalized, voice actors cast, animation completed, and music and sound added. The development timeline reflects the complexity of creating animated content. Unlike live-action shows, animation requires extensive pre-production planning. Every frame must be drawn or rendered. During 2009 and the following years, the production team worked to establish the show's look, feel, and storytelling style. Early episodes were created to set the standard for what Gumball would be. The 2-year development period from 2009 to the 2011 premiere allowed time to create enough episodes for an initial season. Networks typically want several episodes ready before a show premieres. The timeline also allowed for testing and refinement. Early animation could be reviewed and improved. Character voices could be adjusted. Story approaches could be refined based on feedback. Beginning production in 2009 positioned The Amazing World of Gumball for a 2011 premiere. The specific premiere date marked when viewers could first watch the completed show. 5. Original premiere date. After years of development and production, The Amazing World of Gumball was ready to be shown to audiences. But here is something most people don't know. The first episodes aired on Cartoon Network in May 2011. This premiere introduced the show's characters and the world of Elmore to viewers for the first time. The specific timing of a premiere matters for new shows. May falls during a period when children are still in school, but approaching summer vacation. This timing can affect how many viewers watch. Cartoon Network scheduled the premiere strategically to give the show the best chance of success. The network promoted the new series with advertisements and previews before it aired. The premiere episodes needed to establish the show quickly. Viewers form opinions about new shows based on first impressions. The initial episodes had to introduce Gumball, Darwin, their family, and the town of Elmore clearly. The May 2011 premiere represented the culmination of all the work that began in 2009. Years of planning, design, writing, and animation came together in the episodes that finally aired. For Cartoon Network Studios Europe, this premiere was particularly significant. Their first original animated series was now broadcasting. The premiere would determine whether the studio's experiment in original programming succeeded. The show's premiere happened in different regions at different times, with some locations getting special early access. 6. UK sneak peek premiere. Television shows often premiere in multiple markets at different times. Networks sometimes give certain regions early access to new content, but here is something most people don't know. The Amazing World of Gumball had an early sneak peek premiere in the United Kingdom before its full American debut. The UK audience got to see the show before it aired in the United States. The decision to premiere first in the UK made sense for several reasons. Cartoon Network Studios Europe produced the show in the United Kingdom. Giving British audiences early access acknowledged this local connection to the production. A sneak peek premiere also served as a form of testing. The network could gauge initial audience reactions in the UK before the wider American premiere. The UK sneak peek created anticipation in other markets. When American audiences heard that the show had already premiered elsewhere, it generated curiosity. Different premiere strategies are common in international television. Shows often roll out across different countries and regions over weeks or months. This allows networks to customize promotion and scheduling for each market. The UK sneak peek represented respect for the show's production origins. The series was made in Britain by a British studio. British audiences received recognition through early access. This early UK premiere meant that Gumball had already started building an audience and reputation before most American viewers ever saw it. The various premieres introduced the show, but creating it required partnering with specific animation studios. 7. Early animation partners. Animated shows require animation studios to actually create the visual content. Multiple studios often work together on a single series, but here is something most people don't know. Early seasons of The Amazing World of Gumball were produced with animation studios including Studio Soy and Boulder Media. These studios provided animation services for the show during its initial seasons. Studio Soy is an animation studio known for working on various animated projects. They brought their expertise to Gumball and helped realize Ben Bacalate's vision for the show's unique visual style. Boulder Media is an Irish animation studio with experience in different animation techniques. Their involvement added to the show's production capabilities. Using multiple animation partners is common in television animation. Different studios can work on different episodes or aspects of production simultaneously. This speeds up the overall production process. The partnership approach also brought diverse skills to the show. Different studios have different strengths. Some might excel at 2D animation, while others specialize in 3D rendering. Gumball's mixed visual style benefited from this diversity. These early partnerships established the production workflow that would continue throughout the series. The relationships built during early seasons laid the groundwork for how the show would be made going forward. The studios working on Gumball had to coordinate their efforts to maintain consistency. Even though different teams worked on different parts, the final product needed to feel unified. This collaboration between studios was necessary because of the show's unique approach to visual presentation. 8. Mixed media style. The Amazing World of Gumball has a distinctive appearance that separates it from most other animated shows. But here is something most people don't know. The show blends 2D animation, 3D computer graphics, live-action footage, and stop-motion elements to create its distinct visual feel. This mixture of different animation and filming techniques is not common in television animation. Most shows stick to one primary visual style. Different characters in Gumball are animated using different techniques. Some characters are simple 2D drawings. Others are 3D computer-generated models. Some use photographs or live-action elements. A few incorporate stop-motion animation. This mixed media approach allows enormous visual variety. The town of Elmore contains characters and objects that look completely different from each other, yet they all exist in the same world and interact naturally. The decision to use multiple animation styles came from the show's origin. Ben Bacalate created different characters at different times using different methods. Combining these diverse designs required accepting diverse animation techniques. The mixed media style also creates visual interest. Scenes contain many different textures, styles, and visual approaches. There is always something different to look at. Producing a mixed media show requires significant technical expertise. The different animation techniques must blend together convincingly. Characters animated in different styles must appear to occupy the same space. The show's backgrounds often use live-action photographs or footage. Real locations are photographed, and cartoon characters are animated over them. This creates a unique look, where drawn characters exist in real-world spaces. This ambitious visual style affects every aspect of how the show is made, including how long episodes run. 9. Episode structure. Television shows follow specific formats based on their time slots and intended audience. But here is something most people don't know. Most episodes of The Amazing World of Gumball run about 11 minutes. This is a standard format for many Cartoon Network shows. The 11-minute length allows 2 episodes to pair together to fill a half-hour programming block with commercials. The 11-minute format requires efficient storytelling. Stories must be introduced, developed, and resolved within a short time frame. This encourages focused narratives without unnecessary details. This episode length creates a specific pacing rhythm. Stories move at a steady pace without rushing. The 11-minute format allows for complete stories that feel consistent and gentle. The structure of 11-minute episodes became standard early in production and was maintained throughout the series. Viewers came to expect this length and the storytelling style it encouraged. Some special episodes run longer than 11 minutes. Holiday specials or milestone episodes might fill full half-hour or hour-long time slots, but the vast majority of regular episodes stick to the 11-minute format. The consistent episode length helps with production planning. Writers know exactly how much story they have time to tell. Animators know how much content they need to create. This structure also affects viewer experience. 11-minute episodes are easy to watch in one sitting. They are short enough to feel manageable, but long enough to tell complete stories. The episode structure remained consistent across the show's entire original run, which lasted for a specific number of episodes. 10. Total original episodes. Long-running television shows produce many episodes over multiple seasons. But here is something most people don't know. The original run of The Amazing World of Gumball produced 240 episodes across 6 seasons. This large number represents years of continuous production work. Each episode required writing, animation, voice recording, and post-production. Producing 240 episodes is a significant achievement for any animated series. It demonstrates that the show maintained audience interest and network support over an extended period. The 6-season structure allowed the show to develop and evolve. Early seasons established the characters and world. Later seasons could build on this foundation and try new story approaches. With 240 episodes of approximately 11 minutes each, the original series contains over 44 hours of content. This substantial amount of material provides extensive viewing for fans. The 6 seasons aired over several years. Production continued throughout this period to maintain a steady supply of new episodes. The 240 episode count marks a clear ending point for the original series. After 6 seasons and 240 episodes, the original production run concluded. This provided a sense of completion while leaving the possibility open for future content. The substantial episode count established The Amazing World of Gumball as a major animated series with significant cultural presence. This extensive original run created a strong foundation that would eventually lead to discussions about continuing the series in new forms. 11. Elmore Junior High. Setting. Many animated shows about young characters include school settings. Schools provide natural locations for stories about friendship and growing up. But here is something most people don't know. Many stories in The Amazing World of Gumball unfold at Elmore Junior High, which serves as a central setting for daily adventures and school life. The school is where Gumball, Darwin, and many other characters spend much of their time throughout the series. Elmore Junior High is portrayed as a typical middle school, with classrooms, hallways, a cafeteria, and a playground. These familiar spaces make the school relatable to viewers who attend similar schools in real life. The school setting allows for specific types of stories: classroom situations, homework challenges, teacher interactions, and peer relationships all naturally occur at school. This provides endless story possibilities that resonate with viewers' daily experiences. Having a consistent school location creates stability in the show's world. Viewers know that many episodes will feature scenes at Elmore Junior High. This predictability makes the show comfortable and familiar to watch. The school is populated by a diverse cast of student characters who appear repeatedly across episodes. They form a community that viewers come to recognize and understand over time. Teachers and staff also play recurring roles. Principal Brown and Miss Simeon appear frequently throughout the series. These adult figures add structure to the school environment and provide authority figures for interaction. The school building has a consistent appearance. The layout remains recognizable across episodes, helping viewers feel oriented in the space. By making Elmore Junior High a central location, the show creates a stable foundation for storytelling. The school serves as familiar ground where different types of stories can unfold. This school setting introduces viewers to the wide variety of characters that populate Elmore. 12. Character diversity in Elmore. The town of Elmore contains many different inhabitants. These characters appear as classmates, neighbors, and townspeople. The population creates a rich environment. But here is something most people don't know. The show features a wide range of characters, including animals, objects, and fantastical beings that populate Elmore. This diversity comes from combining Ben Bakalay's unused character designs into one world. Animal characters include various species: cats, fish, rabbits, dinosaurs, and many other creatures exist as residents of the town. Each has its own personality and role in the community. Object characters are equally varied. Some residents are living balloons, clouds, or pieces of toast. These anthropomorphized objects walk, talk, and participate in daily life alongside the animal characters. Fantastical beings add another layer of diversity. Characters might be based on mythology, fantasy, or pure imagination. These unusual residents contribute to Elmore's unique population. The visual diversity creates constant variety on screen. Every scene contains characters that look different from each other. This keeps the show visually interesting to watch. The character diversity also allows for many different personality types and story possibilities. Different combinations create different dynamics and relationships to explore. This diversity reflects the show's inclusive approach. Characters of all types coexist in Elmore without question or prejudice. This creates a welcoming atmosphere. The mix allows viewers to find characters they relate to or find interesting. With such a varied population, there is something for everyone. Among all these diverse characters, one blue cat stands at the center of most stories. 13. Gumball Watterson's role. Every show needs a main character who drives the action. This central character appears in most episodes and carries the narrative forward. But here is something most people don't know. Gumball's leadership in many plots balances mischief with kindness in calm, relatable ways. He is the protagonist whose actions move stories forward and whose perspective shapes each episode. Gumball is characterized as enthusiastic and energetic. He approaches situations with excitement and confidence. This energy creates momentum, but is presented gently rather than being overwhelming. His mischievous side leads to many plot complications. Gumball's ideas sometimes create problems that need solving by episode's end. However, his mischief comes from innocent intentions rather than malice or cruelty. Balancing the mischief is Gumball's fundamental kindness. He cares about his family and friends deeply. When his actions cause problems, he feels genuine remorse and tries to make things right. Gumball's relatability comes from experiencing common challenges. He deals with school stress, family dynamics, friendship issues, and self-doubt. These universal experiences connect him to viewers. His role as main character means he appears in nearly every episode. The show is structured around his perspective and experiences throughout the series. Gumball's reactions guide viewers through stories. When he feels confused, viewers understand the situation is confusing. His emotional journey shapes the viewing experience. The show presents Gumball as flawed, but fundamentally good. This makes him both entertaining and someone viewers can root for throughout episodes. While Gumball anchors the show, his relationship with one particular character defines many episodes. 14. Darwin's character arc. Darwin is one of the most important characters in the Amazing World of Gumball. He appears in most episodes alongside Gumball as his brother and best friend. But here is something most people don't know. Darwin's transition from pet goldfish to Gumball's brother and regular schoolmate forms a key part of his character background. This unusual backstory explains why a goldfish walks on land and attends school. Darwin was originally the Watterson family's pet goldfish living in a fishbowl. At some point before the series began, Darwin grew legs and lungs, allowing him to leave the water and join the family as an equal member. The show does not dwell on the mechanics of this transformation. It simply accepts that Darwin evolved from pet to family member as part of Elmore's reality where unusual things happen. As Gumball's brother, Darwin shares in family activities and adventures. The two brothers have a close bond based on loyalty and affection that drives many stories. At school, Darwin is a regular student. He attends classes, does homework, and interacts with other students. His goldfish nature is acknowledged, but does not prevent full participation in school life. Darwin's personality complements Gumball's. Where Gumball is impulsive, Darwin is often more thoughtful. This balance creates productive dynamics between the brothers. The transition from pet to brother is complete and accepted. Darwin is treated as a full family member with equal standing in all situations. Darwin's presence strengthens the show's themes about family and belonging. Family is about love and acceptance rather than just biology. This brother relationship exists within the larger context of the Watterson family structure. 15. The Watterson family dynamics. Family relationships form the emotional core of many television shows. How family members interact creates important story foundations. But here is something most people don't know. Family relationships in the Amazing World of Gumball provide stability and warmth throughout episodes. The Watterson family consists of Mother Nicole, Father Richard, and children Gumball, Darwin, and Anais. The family dynamic is characterized by love and support despite occasional conflicts. Family members care about each other deeply. This affection remains constant even when they disagree. Episodes often explore typical family situations: dinner time, bedtime, family outings, and household responsibilities all appear as story elements. These familiar scenarios make the family relatable to viewers. The Wattersons face challenges together. When problems arise, family members work together to find solutions. This collaborative approach reinforces family bonds. Individual family members have distinct personalities that create interesting interactions. Different ages and temperaments lead to varied perspectives on situations. The family home serves as a safe base. No matter what happens outside, the house represents security and belonging for all family members. The show presents family life as imperfect but fundamentally positive. The Wattersons make mistakes and have flaws, but their commitment to each other remains strong. This realistic but warm portrayal creates comfort for viewers. The family dynamics feel authentic while maintaining a gentle, supportive tone. Within this family structure, each parent brings specific qualities to their role. 16. Nicole's protective instincts. Parents in animated shows often have specific roles and personality traits. The mother figure typically balances multiple responsibilities. But here is something most people don't know. Nicole Watterson's calm but firm role as mother often guides the family through challenges. She works outside the home at an office job and manages household responsibilities with determination. Nicole is portrayed as competent and capable. She handles work stress, family needs, and unexpected problems with skill and efficiency. Her protective instincts appear when her family faces threats or difficulties. Nicole defends her children and husband when necessary, showing her deep commitment to family well-being. Despite her strength, Nicole is not portrayed as harsh or cold. She shows warmth and affection toward her family. Her firmness comes from care rather than anger. The character balances multiple aspects of identity. She is a working professional, a mother, a wife, and an individual with her own needs and emotions. Nicole's relationship with each family member has its own dynamic. She interacts differently with Gumball than with Darwin or Aeneas, adapting her approach to each child's needs. Her calm approach to most situations creates stability. Even when facing chaos, Nicole often maintains composure. This steadiness helps ground the family. The show presents Nicole as strong without making her perfect. She has moments of frustration and stress that make her relatable. Nicole provides one half of the parental support system, while the other parent brings different qualities. 17. Richard's gentle humor. Every family has different personality types that balance each other. Parents often complement each other through contrasting qualities. But here is something most people don't know. Richard Watterson's laid-back, comforting presence and comedic simplicity add gentle humor to family dynamics. As the father figure, Richard brings different energy than Nicole's more structured approach. Richard is characterized as relaxed and easygoing. He does not stress about many things. This calm approach creates a peaceful presence in the household. His simple outlook on life leads to many humorous moments. Richard does not always understand complex situations. His straightforward thinking creates comedy through innocent misunderstanding. Richard's relationship with his children is affectionate and playful. He engages with them on their level, making him approachable as a parent figure. Despite his simple nature, Richard cares deeply about his family. His love manifests in his presence and support, even if he doesn't always express it in sophisticated ways. The character provides comic relief without being the target of cruel jokes. The show treats him with affection rather than mockery. Richard's laid-back approach sometimes frustrates other family members, but these tensions resolve with understanding. The family accepts Richard for who he is. His comforting presence makes home feel safe and welcoming. Richard's easygoing nature contributes to the family's overall warmth. Together, Nicole and Richard create a balanced parental team that supports the Watterson children. These family dynamics unfold in a show that reached audiences far beyond its country of origin. 18. Cartoon Network Global Reach. Television shows produced for one country sometimes remain limited to that market. Other shows expand to reach international audiences. But here is something most people don't know. The original series aired in over 126 countries, spreading its calming storytelling worldwide. This extensive distribution made the Amazing World of Gumball a truly global show. International distribution requires significant coordination. Episodes must be dubbed or subtitled into different languages. Different regions have different broadcast schedules and cultural considerations. The show's success in so many countries demonstrates its broad appeal. The stories and characters resonated with viewers from diverse cultural backgrounds. Universal themes translated across borders. Cartoon Network's international infrastructure enabled this wide distribution. The network operates channels in many countries, making expansion more feasible. The visual style also supported international success. The mixed media approach created unique visuals that stood out in different markets. The show's humor worked across cultures. Physical humor and character-based comedy translated well internationally without requiring extensive adaptation. Reaching 126 countries created a massive global audience. This established the show as a major property for Cartoon Network worldwide. The global reach meant the show appeared on television in languages and time zones across the world simultaneously. This wide international distribution set the stage for continued availability through other platforms. 19. Syndication on Boomerang. After a show completes its original broadcast run, networks make decisions about where episodes continue to air. Syndication allows older episodes to reach new audiences. But here is something most people don't know. Reruns of the original series continued on Boomerang long after original broadcast ended. Boomerang specializes in airing classic and established animated shows. The Amazing World of Gumball joined their programming lineup. Syndication on Boomerang served several purposes. It kept the show available to viewers who missed the original broadcast. Children too young during the initial run could discover the series through reruns. Boomerang provided a home for completed series no longer producing new episodes. The network's focus on catalog content made it an appropriate fit. The continued availability maintained the show's cultural presence. Even without new episodes, audiences could still watch the existing 240 episodes. Syndication also generated ongoing revenue. Networks pay licensing fees for the rights to air reruns, providing continued returns. For fans, Boomerang syndication meant easy and predictable access to the show. The availability created opportunities for repeated viewing. The syndication deal demonstrated that Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers saw ongoing value in the property. Beyond traditional television, the show's availability expanded through digital platforms. 20. Streaming availability of original television. Viewing habits have changed with the rise of streaming services. Shows that once aired only on broadcast networks now appear on multiple platforms. But here's something most people don't know. The original show was made available on services like Hulu and Netflix in various regions. This streaming availability allowed viewers to watch episodes on demand rather than waiting for broadcast schedules. Streaming presents advantages over traditional broadcast. Viewers can watch episodes at any time, watch multiple episodes in sequence, and pause or rewatch episodes as desired. Different streaming services had Gumball available in different regions. License deals vary by country and territory based on existing agreements. The availability on streaming platforms introduced the show to new audiences. People who did not watch during original broadcast could discover the series years later. For existing fans, streaming provided convenient access to episodes they wanted to revisit. The entire series became available in one place, supporting marathon viewing. The streaming era also changed how shows are measured for success. Shows can find audiences through streaming even after broadcast ends. The Amazing World of Gumball's presence on major streaming platforms validated its continued cultural relevance. The combination of broadcast syndication and streaming availability ensured the original series remained accessible through multiple methods, building a foundation that would eventually support plans for continuing the show with new content. 21. Fan following and cultural presence. Television shows succeed when they connect with audiences and build dedicated viewership. Some shows fade quickly, while others develop lasting fan communities. But here is something most people don't know. The series built a strong fan base over its original 8-year run from 2011 to 2019. During this extended period, The Amazing World of Gumball attracted viewers who followed the show consistently and engaged with its content. A strong fan base develops when viewers feel connected to characters and stories. Gumball's relatable family dynamics and school situations resonated with audiences. The unique visual style also created memorable impressions that kept viewers interested. The 8-year production span allowed the fan base to grow gradually. New viewers discovered the show, while existing fans continued watching. This sustained exposure built a substantial community of people who appreciated the series. Cultural presence extends beyond just watching episodes. Fans discussed the show online, created fan art, and shared favorite moments. This engagement demonstrated that the show had impact beyond passive viewing. The fan community included both children and adults. While the show targeted younger audiences, its humor and storytelling appealed across age groups. This broad appeal strengthened its cultural presence. Online platforms allowed fans to connect with each other. Social media and fan sites provided spaces for discussion and sharing. These communities kept interest in the show alive between episodes. The strong fan following also influenced the show's longevity. Networks continue producing shows that maintain audience interest. Gumball's dedicated viewership justified its 8-year original run. This cultural presence established during the original run would prove important when decisions were made about the show's future. The show's success and fan support eventually led to official announcements about continuing the series. 22. Production announcements for new seasons. After a successful run, decisions about a show's future happen behind the scenes before becoming public. Fans wonder whether beloved series will continue or end permanently. But here is something most people don't know. Plans for additional episodes were revealed at animation festivals and industry events. These announcements came through official channels where production companies share news about upcoming projects. Animation festivals serve as gathering places for industry professionals. Studios use these events to announce new projects and future plans. The Amazing World of Gumball's continuation was revealed in this professional context. Industry events allow studios to gauge interest from both professionals and fans. Announcements at these venues create buzz within the animation community. News spreads from industry circles to general audiences through media coverage. The decision to announce at festivals demonstrates that the continuation was significant news. Studios reserve major announcements for appropriate platforms. Revealing new Gumball content at industry events showed confidence in the project. These announcements came after the 6th season concluded. The time between the original series ending and continuation announcements created uncertainty for fans. Official confirmation at industry events ended speculation. Production announcements serve multiple purposes. They inform fans that their favorite show will return. They alert industry professionals about upcoming work opportunities. They generate media attention and maintain interest in the property. The festival and event announcements indicated that serious production planning was underway. Studios do not announce projects unless development has progressed significantly. The public reveals confirmed that continuation was genuinely happening. These initial announcements set the stage for more specific details about what the continuation would entail. 23. 7th season planning. When shows continue after their original run, production planning must happen well before episodes air. The time between decision and premiere involves extensive work. But here is something most people don't know. The 7th season was announced years after the 6th season concluded, with production beginning well before release. This gap between seasons is typical for animation projects that require substantial development time. Animation production cannot start immediately after approval. Scripts must be written first. Character designs may need updating. Voice actors must be scheduled. Animation studios need time to complete their work. The years-long gap between announcement and release reflects these necessary production stages. Every episode requires months of work, from concept to finished product. Multiple episodes in production simultaneously still requires extended timelines. Beginning production well before release ensures quality. Rushing animation leads to visual problems and storytelling issues. Taking adequate time allows proper attention to detail throughout the process. The planning phase also involves business decisions. Budgets must be established, distribution agreements must be negotiated, marketing strategies need development. These non-creative aspects require time and coordination. For fans, the long wait between announcement and release can feel frustrating. However, this patience ensures the final product meets quality standards. The production team wanted to deliver content that honored the original series. The extended timeline also allowed for thoughtful consideration of how the continuation would work. The show had been off the air for years. The production team needed to determine how to reintroduce Gumball effectively. This careful planning process led to specific decisions about how the new content would be presented. 24. Title change for continuation. When shows return after extended breaks, producers make decisions about branding and presentation. Sometimes continuation uses the same title, other times changes occur. But here is something most people don't know. The upcoming batch of new episodes is branded under a new title as part of the continuing series. This title change distinguishes the new content from the original 6-season run while maintaining connection to the established property. Title changes for continuations serve various purposes. They signal to audiences that something new is happening. They create distinction between original and new content. They allow marketing to highlight the fresh start. The new title indicates that while characters and settings remain familiar, the continuation represents a new chapter. Viewers can approach the new episodes with awareness that production circumstances have changed since the original series. Branding decisions affect how audiences perceive content. A completely different title might confuse fans or make them think it's unrelated. A title that references the original maintains connection while acknowledging evolution. The choice to use a new title while keeping it part of the continuing series represents compromise. The show remains the Amazing World of Gumball in essence. The specific title variation communicates that these are new episodes from a new production period. These branding decisions involve multiple stakeholders. The network, production company, and creative team all provide input. The final choice balances various considerations about market recognition and fresh appeal. The new title accompanies other changes in how the continuation is being released to audiences. 25th, premiering on Hulu in the US. Television distribution has changed significantly with streaming platforms. Shows that once premiered exclusively on broadcast networks now launch through various channels. But here is something most people don't know. The newest episodes premiered on Hulu in the United States in July 2025. This streaming premiere represents a shift from the original series, which aired on Cartoon Network's broadcast channel. Premiering on Hulu rather than traditional television reflects changing viewing habits. Streaming platforms have become primary sources of content for many viewers. Launching new Gumball content on Hulu meets audiences where they already watch shows. The July 2025 premiere date gave fans a specific time to anticipate. After years of waiting since the original series ended, viewers finally had access to new content. The summer timing provided opportunity for marathon viewing. Hulu's distribution model differs from broadcast television. Entire batches of episodes release simultaneously rather than weekly. This allows viewers to watch at their own pace. They can consume multiple episodes in one sitting or spread viewing over time. The US premiere on Hulu made the continuation easily accessible. Subscribers could watch immediately without additional payment beyond their existing subscription. This convenience encouraged viewership. Streaming premieres also generate different metrics than broadcast. Views, completion rates, and repeat watching provide data. These measurements help platforms and producers understand audience engagement. The Hulu premiere represented the continuation's launch in the American market. However, international audiences had their own release plans. 26th international broadcast on Cartoon Network and HBO Max. While American audiences accessed new content through Hulu, international distribution followed different patterns. Global releases require coordination across multiple regions and platforms. But here is something most people don't know. The international rollout occurred on Cartoon Network and HBO Max starting in October 2025. These releases came several months after the US Hulu premiere, reflecting different distribution agreements in various territories. International distribution involves complex licensing arrangements. Different regions have different broadcasting partners. What airs on Hulu in America might appear on different platforms elsewhere based on existing contracts. Cartoon Network remained the international broadcast home in many regions. This maintained continuity with how audiences experienced the original series. Viewers who watched Gumball on Cartoon Network for years could continue on the same channel. HBO Max served as the streaming option in territories where that platform operates. The Warner Brothers-owned service provided on-demand access similar to Hulu's role in the United States. The October 2025 start date meant international audiences waited longer than American viewers. This staggered release reflects practical realities of global distribution. Coordinating simultaneous worldwide releases is challenging. Different release dates can create frustration for international fans who see American viewers discussing new episodes months earlier. However, these gaps are common in international television distribution. The combination of broadcast and streaming options gave international audiences choice in how they watched. Traditional television viewers could tune in to Cartoon Network. Streaming preferences could access HBO Max. These various release channels made the continuation available through multiple methods, ensuring broad accessibility. Tracking all these releases and episodes requires organized documentation. 27. Episode guide listings online. With shows releasing across different platforms and regions, keeping track of episodes becomes important for fans. Organization helps viewers find and watch content systematically. But here is something most people don't know. Episode titles and air dates are cataloged on public guides like IMDb and EP guides. These online databases maintain comprehensive information about television series, making it easy for fans to track episodes. IMDb is one of the most widely used entertainment databases. It contains detailed information about shows, including episode titles, air dates, cast, and crew. Fans reference IMDb to find specific episodes or confirm information. EP Guide specializes in television episode listings. The site provides chronological listings with episode numbers, titles, and original air dates. This focused approach makes it particularly useful for tracking series with many episodes. These databases rely on contributions from users and official sources. Information gets added and updated as episodes air. The collaborative nature ensures comprehensive coverage of television content. For the Amazing World of Gumball, these guides document both the original 240 episodes and the new continuation. Fans can see the complete history of the series in one place. This helps viewers understand the full scope of available content. Episode guides also help viewers navigate different release patterns. When episodes drop in batches on streaming or air weekly on broadcast, guides clarify the order and availability. The organized documentation on these sites preserves the show's episode history. Years after episodes air, information remains accessible. This creates lasting records of the series. These guides reveal specific patterns in how the new episodes are structured. 28. Season length and release pattern. Different shows structure their seasons in different ways. Some produce many episodes, while others create shorter seasons. Release patterns also vary, but here is something most people don't know. The new run consists of sets of 20 episodes released in batches on streaming platforms. This structure differs from traditional television seasons, which might contain more or fewer episodes. 20 episodes represents a moderate season length. It provides substantial content without requiring extremely long production periods. The amount feels significant to viewers while remaining manageable for production teams. The batch release pattern reflects streaming distribution norms. Rather than airing one episode per week over months, streaming platforms often release multiple episodes or entire seasons at once. This supports binge-watching behavior. Releasing in batches gives viewers control over pacing. They can watch all episodes immediately or spread viewing over time. This flexibility accommodates different viewing preferences and schedules. The batch structure also affects how audiences discuss shows. With all episodes available simultaneously, conversations can encompass entire story arcs. Viewers do not need to avoid spoilers while waiting for weekly releases. For production teams, creating content in defined batches allows clear production goals. The 20-episode sets provide specific targets for writing, animation, and delivery. The new run structure acknowledges changes in how audiences consume content. The continuation adapts to current viewing habits while maintaining the show's core appeal. Beyond structure and release patterns, the show's audio elements also contribute to its identity. 29. Music and signature sound. Every show develops an audio identity through music and sound design. These elements create atmosphere and enhance storytelling. They become associated with the show in viewers' minds. But here is something most people don't know. The show uses music and sound design to keep episodes steady and easy to listen to. The audio choices support the calm, gentle tone that makes the show relaxing to watch. Music in Gumball serves multiple functions. It sets mood for scenes. It provides emotional context. It fills space during visual sequences. The musical selections maintain consistent quality throughout episodes. Sound design encompasses all audio beyond dialogue and music. Sound effects, ambient noise, and audio processing all contribute to the complete soundscape. These elements work together to create immersive audio environments. The steady quality means audio never becomes jarring or unpleasant. Volume levels remain consistent. Harsh sounds are avoided. The overall audio experience feels smooth and comfortable. This approach makes the show suitable for various viewing contexts. The audio works well whether viewers are actively watching or having the show on in the background. The gentle sound design never demands attention through loudness or harshness. The signature sound becomes recognizable to regular viewers. They associate specific audio qualities with the show. This audio identity reinforces brand recognition and viewer loyalty. Music and sound choices also reflect the show's personality. The audio matches the visual style and storytelling approach. Everything works together to create a cohesive viewing experience. These audio elements support the types of stories the show consistently tells. 30. Recurring plot themes. Shows develop patterns in the types of stories they tell. Certain themes appear repeatedly across episodes because they resonate with audiences. But here is something most people don't know. Themes like friendship, school challenges, and family life stay at the heart of episodes. These core subjects provide the foundation for most stories throughout both the original series and continuation. Friendship themes explore relationships between Gumball and his peers. Episodes examine how friendships form, develop, and sometimes face challenges. These stories resonate because friendship is universal to the viewing audience's experience. School challenges encompass the various situations that arise in educational settings. Homework difficulties, test anxiety, social dynamics, and interactions with teachers all appear regularly. School represents a major part of young viewers' daily lives. Family life themes center on the Watterson family relationships. Episodes explore sibling bonds, parent-child interactions, and household dynamics. These stories feel familiar and relatable to viewers from all types of families. The recurring themes create consistency across episodes. While specific plots vary, the underlying subjects remain recognizable. This consistency provides comfort through familiarity. These themes also allow endless variation. Friendship, school, and family each contain countless specific story possibilities. The show can explore these themes repeatedly without becoming repetitive in execution. The focus on universal experiences makes the show accessible. Viewers from different backgrounds can relate to the core themes, even if specific details differ from their lives. By maintaining these thematic foundations, the show creates stability that supports its distinctive visual and narrative approaches, while ensuring that every episode feels connected to what came before. 31. New voice cast for key roles. When animated shows continue after extended breaks, changes sometimes occur behind the scenes. Voice actors age, move to different projects, or become unavailable. But here is something most people don't know. Gumball, Darwin, and Anais are now voiced by new actors as part of the ongoing production. This change in voice cast represents one of the significant differences between the original series and the continuation. Voice casting changes happen for various reasons in animation. Child actors who voice young characters eventually age out of roles. Their voices change naturally as they grow older. This makes it impossible to continue voicing characters who remain perpetually young. The original voice actors for the main children characters performed those roles for years during the initial 6-season run. By the time production began on the continuation, enough time had passed that new actors were necessary. Finding new voice actors requires careful auditions. The new performers must capture the essence of the characters while bringing their own interpretations. The voices need to feel familiar to longtime fans while working for the new episodes. Voice direction helps maintain character consistency. Even with different actors, the performances can preserve the personalities and speaking patterns that define each character. The directors guide actors to match established character voices. The new cast brings fresh energy to the roles. While change can initially feel jarring to fans, new performances often grow on audiences over time. The characters remain the same, even though the voices are different. This casting change affects only the child characters, as the parent characters have different circumstances regarding their voice actors. 32. Returning voice actors. While some voice roles require new actors, other cast members sometimes remain available and willing to continue. Continuity in voice acting helps maintain connections to the original series. But here is something most people don't know. Some original cast members continue to voice characters like Nicole and Richard in the new episodes. This continuity provides stability and maintains vocal consistency for these important characters. Adult voice actors face fewer limitations than child performers. Their voices remain relatively stable over time. They can continue voicing the same characters across many years without natural vocal changes affecting their performances. Having original voice actors return creates direct links to the show's history. When fans hear familiar voices, it reinforces that this is genuinely a continuation of the same series they loved. The vocal continuity reassures audiences. The returning actors bring experience and deep understanding of their characters. They have performed these roles for hundreds of episodes. They know the characters' personalities, speech patterns, and emotional ranges intimately. This familiarity allows consistent performances without extensive direction. The actors can slip back into character naturally. They understand how Nicole and Richard would react in different situations based on years of experience. The mix of new and returning voice talent creates balance. The show honors its past through returning cast while accepting necessary changes for child characters. This combination respects both continuity and practical realities. Recording sessions with returning actors likely feel like reunions. Coming back to characters after time away can be emotional and energizing. The actor's enthusiasm contributes to performance quality. Beyond voice acting, the visual production of the continuation also involves familiar elements. 33. Animation partners from original series animation production requires collaboration with studios that handle the visual creation. These partnerships determine how shows look and are produced. But here is something most people don't know. Some studios providing animation services for the continuation also worked on the original show's production. This continuity in animation partnerships helps maintain visual consistency with the established style. Working with familiar animation studios provides several advantages. These partners already understand the show's unique visual requirements. They have experience with the mixed media style that defines Gumball's appearance. Returning studios do not need extensive training or adjustment periods. They can begin work immediately because they understand expectations. This efficiency saves time in the production process. The studios also have established relationships with the production team. Communication patterns and workflows are already in place. This familiarity prevents misunderstandings and streamlines collaboration. Animation quality benefits from experienced partners. Studios that worked on the original series know what standards to meet. They understand which details matter most for maintaining the show's visual identity. However, animation studios change over time. Staff members move between companies. technology evolves. Even returning studios may operate differently than they did years ago. The production team must account for these changes. The combination of experienced studios and new production circumstances creates interesting dynamics. Old partnerships adapt to new realities while maintaining core competencies. This balance helps the continuation feel both familiar and fresh. These animation partnerships work to preserve the show's distinctive visual approach. 34. Continual use of multiple animation styles. The original series established a unique visual identity through mixing animation techniques. This distinctive look became one of the show's most recognizable features. But here is something most people don't know. The distinct blend of visual techniques continues in new episodes to maintain visual interest. The continuation preserves the mixed media style that made the original series visually distinctive. Maintaining the mixed animation approach demonstrates commitment to the show's identity. The visual variety could have been simplified for easier production. Instead, the continuation embraces the complexity that defines Gumball's look. Using multiple animation styles remains challenging. Each technique requires different expertise and tools. Coordinating various visual approaches demands careful planning and skilled execution. The continued visual variety serves important purposes. It keeps the show looking unique in the current animation landscape. It maintains consistency with the original series that fans remember. It provides endless visual interest that prevents monotony. Different characters still use different animation techniques. This reinforces that Elmore contains diverse inhabitants. The visual variety supports the show's themes of acceptance and diversity. Background environments continue mixing live-action elements with animated characters. This combination creates the distinctive look of cartoon characters existing in photographic real-world spaces. The commitment to preserving visual complexity shows respect for what made the original series special. The continuation does not compromise on the aspects that fans appreciated. This dedication to visual identity helps ensure the new episodes feel authentically Gumball. This visual consistency extends to how episodes are titled and structured. 35. Episode titles reflect stories. Television episodes need titles that help viewers identify and remember them. Title choices affect how audiences perceive and discuss content. But here is something most people don't know. Episode names like The Burger and The Traffic directly describe the focus of each story. This simple, descriptive naming convention makes episode subjects immediately clear. Direct titles serve practical purposes. Viewers can guess what an episode involves based on its name. Someone looking for a specific story can identify it easily. The straightforward approach prevents confusion. The naming pattern also reflects the show's personality. The simple titles match the series' focus on everyday situations. An episode called The Burger centers on something as ordinary as a burger. This ordinariness is part of Gumball's charm. Descriptive titles create expectations that episodes then fulfill. The title tells viewers what the central element will be. The episode explores that element through the characters' experiences and perspectives. This naming convention appeared in the original series and continues in new episodes. The consistency helps new content feel connected to established patterns. Fans recognize the familiar title structure. The titles also aid online searches and discussions. Simple, descriptive names are easy to remember and type. Fans can find specific episodes or reference them in conversations without confusion. Some titles use the before a noun as a consistent pattern. This creates uniformity across the episode list. The repetitive structure becomes a recognizable feature of the series. These simple episode titles introduce stories that feature consistent character presences. 36. Character roles across episodes. Shows with large casts must decide which characters appear in which episodes. Some characters appear constantly, while others show up occasionally. But here is something most people don't know. Characters like Principal Brown and classmates have recurring presences in many episodes throughout the series. These secondary characters appear regularly enough to feel like established parts of the world. Principal Brown represents authority at Elmore Junior High. His recurring appearances make sense because much of the show takes place at school. He interacts with students in various contexts across different episodes. Classmate characters populate the school environment. Characters like Penny, Tobias, and others appear in multiple episodes. Their repeated presence creates a sense of community and continuity. Having recurring secondary characters prevents the world from feeling empty. Gumball and Darwin do not exist in isolation. They live in a populated town with people they see regularly. The recurring characters also provide storytelling opportunities. Episodes can focus on relationships between Gumball and specific classmates. Different character combinations create different story possibilities. Not every character appears in every episode. The show selectively uses secondary characters based on story needs. This prevents overcrowding while maintaining the sense of a full world. Some secondary characters get spotlight episodes focusing on their perspectives. These stories expand the world beyond Gumball's immediate experiences. They show that other characters have their own lives and challenges. The consistent presence of secondary characters helps the continuation feel connected to the original series. Familiar faces return, providing continuity that reassures longtime fans. These recurring characters participate in stories that maintain focus on relatable situations. 37. Plot focus on everyday challenges. Stories can tackle epic adventures or simple daily situations. Different shows choose different scales for their narratives. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes often revolve around normal challenges like family dinners or school assignments. These ordinary situations provide the foundation for most stories in both the original and continued series. Everyday challenges resonate with viewers because they are universally relatable. Everyone has experienced difficult homework, awkward family meals, or friendship complications. These common situations create immediate connection. The show finds humor and heart in mundane circumstances. A simple family dinner becomes a story when personalities clash or misunderstandings occur. An ordinary school assignment becomes complicated through the characters' approaches and interactions. Focusing on everyday life keeps the show grounded despite its fantastical elements. The characters may look unusual, but their problems feel real. This combination of extraordinary visuals and ordinary situations creates the show's unique appeal. The everyday focus also makes storytelling sustainable. Simple situations provide endless variations. The show can explore similar themes repeatedly without exhausting possibilities. These ordinary challenges allow for gentle, calm storytelling. The stakes never become too high or stressful. Problems are significant to the characters, but never catastrophic. This measured approach supports the show's relaxing quality. Even when situations escalate or become absurd, they start from relatable foundations. The exaggeration grows from recognizable beginnings. This maintains connection to everyday life, even when stories take unexpected turns. The choice to center stories on ordinary challenges reflects confidence in characters and writing to make simple situations engaging. How audiences access these everyday stories has evolved with changing viewing patterns. 38. Streaming release patterns. Television distribution has changed dramatically with streaming technology. How episodes reach viewers affects when and how audiences watch. But here is something most people don't know. New episodes drop in full batches instead of weekly on streaming platforms, supporting relaxed viewing pacing. This release strategy differs from traditional television's weekly episode structure. Batch releases give viewers complete control over pacing. They can watch one episode per day, multiple episodes in one sitting, or the entire batch immediately. This flexibility accommodates different preferences and schedules. The batch approach supports binge-watching behavior. Many viewers prefer consuming multiple episodes consecutively. Releasing full batches enables this viewing style without forcing it on everyone. For the continuation, the batch release model meant fans could experience substantial new content at once. After years without new episodes, having multiple installments available simultaneously felt generous. The all-at-once release also changes how audiences discuss shows. Everyone can watch at their own pace without spoiler concerns from weekly viewers ahead of them. Conversations can encompass entire batches immediately. Streaming platforms favor batch releases because they encourage sustained engagement. Viewers return to the platform repeatedly to continue watching. This supports subscription retention and platform loyalty. The batch structure also affects production. Episodes must be completed in groups rather than individually. This requires careful planning to ensure entire batches meet quality standards before release. This modern distribution approach connects to how production work is credited and organized. 39. Filming credits and writers. Creating television episodes involves many people contributing different skills. Credits at the end of episodes acknowledge this collaborative work. But here is something most people don't know. Many episodes list multiple writers and directors, reflecting collaborative production work. This team approach brings diverse perspectives and skills to each episode's creation. Multiple writers on episodes means different people contribute to scripts. One writer might create the initial story outline, another might write dialogue, a third might handle revisions. This division of labor helps manage workload. Collaborative writing can also improve quality. Different writers notice different opportunities for humor or character moments. Multiple perspectives strengthen storytelling by catching weaknesses and building on strengths. Having multiple directors listed reflects how animation production divides responsibilities. One director might oversee storyboarding, while another handles final animation approval. Different people guide different production stages. The collaborative nature of animation makes single creator attribution rare. Unlike live action, where one director might control everything, animation requires too many specialized skills for one person to manage alone. Credits provide important recognition for workers' contributions. Seeing their names acknowledged matters to creative professionals. Credits also create career records that help people find future work. For viewers, credits offer insight into production scale. The long lists of names demonstrate how many people work together to create each episode. This recognition helps audiences appreciate the effort involved. The detailed credits also preserve production history for future reference. 40. Production credit details. Credits serve important functions beyond just listing names. They document who worked on projects and in what capacity. But here is something most people don't know. Official credits include details on cast and crew, connecting episodes to their creators. These comprehensive listings provide complete records of production contributions. Cast credits list voice actors alongside their character names. This information helps fans know who performs specific roles. Voice actors receive recognition for their work bringing characters to life. Crew credits span many departments: writers, directors, animators, sound designers, composers, editors, and many other specialists all receive acknowledgement. Each credit represents specific expertise contributing to the final product. Animation credits can be particularly lengthy. Multiple animation studios might work on single episodes. Each studio employs many artists. All these contributors deserve recognition for their work. Production company credits identify which organizations produced episodes. These business credits matter for rights ownership and distribution. They also acknowledge corporate support for creative work. The credit details connect specific people to specific episodes. Someone who worked on particular installments has permanent record of that contribution. This documentation supports career development and professional recognition. For researchers or historians studying animation, credits provide valuable data. They show who worked where and when. This information helps track industry trends and individual careers over time. These detailed credits ensure that everyone who contributed to creating the Amazing World of Gumball receives appropriate acknowledgement for their work in bringing the calm, distinctive world of Elmore to screens worldwide. 41. Character intro in opening sequence. Television shows often include opening sequences before episodes begin. These openings set the tone and introduce viewers to the show's world. But here is something most people don't know. Sequences often introduce characters in animated form before each story begins. These opening moments provide visual reminders of who populates the show before diving into specific episodes. Opening sequences serve multiple functions. They create consistent entry points into each episode. They establish mood and atmosphere. They remind viewers of the show's key elements and personalities. Character introductions and openings help orient viewers. Even people who watch regularly benefit from these visual refreshers. The quick character presentations reinforce who belongs in this world. For new viewers, opening sequences provide crucial context. Someone watching for the first time learns who the main characters are before the story begins. This reduces confusion and helps them follow the episode. The animated character presentations maintain the show's distinctive visual style. The openings reflect the same mixed media approach used in episodes. This consistency reinforces the show's unique identity from the first moments. Opening sequences also create rhythm and routine. Regular viewers develop familiarity with these sequences. The consistent openings become comfortable parts of the viewing experience. The length of opening sequences matters. Too long and they feel tedious. Too short and they fail to serve their purpose. The character introductions balance efficiency with effectiveness. These opening moments transition smoothly into episode content. The shift from introduction to story happens naturally. Viewers move from reminder to narrative without jarring changes. Beyond just viewing episodes, audiences also have platforms where they can share their opinions about the show. 42. Episode rating platforms. Shows generate opinions from viewers who want to share their thoughts. Various platforms allow audiences to rate and review content they watch. But here is something most people don't know. Sites like Rotten Tomatoes catalog audience and critic feedback for the series. These rating platforms collect and display opinions about the Amazing World of Gumball from both professional reviewers and general viewers. Rotten Tomatoes operates as an aggregator of reviews. It compiles ratings from critics who write professionally about television. It also collects audience scores from regular viewers who want to share opinions. The platform displays two separate scores. The critic's score represents professional reviewers' opinions. The audience score shows what general viewers think. These numbers sometimes align and sometimes differ significantly. Rating platforms help potential viewers decide whether to watch. Someone considering starting the series can check ratings to gauge overall reception. High scores suggest quality content worth their time. For existing fans, these platforms provide ways to express opinions. Viewers can rate episodes and seasons they enjoyed or disliked. This participation gives audiences voice in discussing the show. The ratings data also provides feedback to creators and networks. While not the only metric that matters, ratings indicate audience response. Patterns in ratings can inform future creative decisions. Different platforms use different rating systems. Some use stars, others use percentage scores, and some allow written reviews. The variety of platforms means multiple ways to engage with show discussion. These rating platforms complement official announcements about when and where episodes become available. 43. Release window announcements. Viewers want to know when they can watch new content. Networks and platforms use various methods to inform audiences about release dates. But here is something most people don't know. Official announcements reveal international and domestic release schedules for the series. These communications provide specific information about when episodes become available in different regions. Release announcements serve important purposes. They allow fans to plan viewing. They generate anticipation and excitement. They ensure audiences know where to find new content. Different regions receive announcements through different channels. American audiences might learn about Hulu releases through that platform's communications. International audiences get information from their local Cartoon Network branches or HBO Max divisions. The timing of announcements matters. Too early, and people forget before the actual release. Too late, and fans feel surprised or uninformed. The ideal announcement window balances awareness with timeliness. Social media plays major roles in spreading release information. Official accounts post announcements that fans then share widely. This amplification ensures news reaches large audiences quickly. Press releases to entertainment media also distribute release information. News sites report on upcoming episodes, helping spread awareness beyond just social media audiences. Release schedules sometimes change after initial announcements. Delays or moved dates require updated communications. These changes can frustrate fans, but are sometimes necessary for production or business reasons. The comprehensive announcement strategy ensures viewers in all regions know when they can access new episodes on their available platforms. These release announcements sometimes reveal connections between new content and previous episodes. 44. Continuation story references. When shows return after time away, decisions must be made about continuity. Some series ignore previous events, while others build on established history. But here is something most people don't know. Some new episodes reference plots from earlier seasons of the original series. These callbacks connect the continuation to the show's history and reward longtime viewers who remember previous stories. Story references serve multiple purposes. They acknowledge that the continuation builds on existing foundation. They create satisfaction for dedicated fans who catch the callbacks. They reinforce that this is the same show, not a complete restart. The references might be subtle or explicit. A character might mention a past event casually in dialogue. An episode might revisit a location or situation from earlier seasons. These connections vary in prominence. However, not all episodes require understanding previous references to enjoy. The show balances rewarding longtime fans with remaining accessible to new viewers. References enhance but do not dominate storytelling. Story callbacks also demonstrate respect for what came before. The continuation does not pretend the original 6 seasons never happened. It builds on that foundation rather than erasing it. For fans who watch the original series, these references create moments of recognition and delight. Seeing familiar elements return validates their investment in the show's history. New viewers who encounter references they do not understand can explore the original series to learn more. The callbacks might motivate discovery of earlier episodes. These story connections exist within the carefully maintained world that gives the show its setting. 45. Elmore's world building. Every fictional show creates a world where its stories unfold. The details of that world affect how narratives work and what feels possible. But here is something most people don't know. The town of Elmore remains central across episodes, keeping setting continuity calm and reassuring. This consistent location grounds the show in a stable environment that viewers come to know well. World building involves establishing how a fictional place works. Elmore operates according to specific rules and logic. While unusual things happen regularly, certain consistencies remain. The town contains recognizable locations that appear repeatedly. The school, various stores, parks, and neighborhoods form Elmore's geography. This stable layout helps viewers navigate the space mentally. Elmore's population follows established patterns. The diverse inhabitants coexist peacefully. Different types of beings live together without this diversity causing conflict. This acceptance is part of the world's nature. The town's logic allows for fantastical elements while maintaining internal consistency. Cartoon physics apply, but consistently. The rules might differ from reality, but they remain stable within the show. Keeping Elmore central across both original and continued series provides comfort through familiarity. Longtime viewers return to a place they know. New viewers learn to navigate a coherent environment. The world building also provides creative boundaries. Knowing Elmore's nature helps writers craft stories that fit the established world. Consistency in setting supports consistency in tone and storytelling. This stable world setting allows character relationships to develop naturally within a familiar environment. 46. Character relationship growth. Stories become richer when relationships between characters evolve. How people connect and interact creates narrative depth. But here is something most people don't know. Character friendships and family ties develop gently across sequences of episodes. These relationships grow through accumulated small moments rather than dramatic sudden changes. Relationship growth in Gumball happens gradually and naturally. Characters who start as acquaintances might become closer friends. Siblings who bicker learn to appreciate each other more. These developments unfold slowly. The gentle pace of relationship development matches the show's overall tone. Sudden, dramatic shifts would feel out of place. Quiet, steady growth fits the calm storytelling approach. Family relationships particularly benefit from gradual development. The Watterson family members understand each other better over time. Small moments of connection accumulate into deeper bonds. Friendships between classmates also evolve across multiple episodes. Characters learn about each other through repeated interactions. Trust and understanding build gradually through these accumulated experiences. The show does not force relationship development. Changes happen organically when they serve stories. Some relationships remain relatively stable, while others shift over time. This approach to relationship growth rewards viewers who watch multiple episodes. They notice the subtle changes that occur across the series. Long-term viewing reveals patterns that individual episodes might not show. The gradual development also keeps relationships feeling realistic despite the fantastical setting. People do not change overnight. The show honors this reality even in its unusual world. These evolving relationships play out through the show's distinctive approach to comedy. 47. Use of humor in storytelling. Comedy comes in many forms. Different shows use humor differently to achieve various effects. But here is something most people don't know. Comedy is woven into everyday moments, making stories light rather than intense. The show finds humor in ordinary situations and character interactions instead of relying on forced jokes or dramatic setups. The humor emerges naturally from characters' personalities. Gumball's enthusiasm creates funny situations. Richard's simplicity leads to humorous misunderstandings. The comedy feels organic to who the characters are. Everyday situations provide endless comedy opportunities. A simple trip to the store becomes funny through the characters' approaches and reactions. Normal activities generate humor through perspective and personality. The light approach to comedy supports the show's calm tone. The humor never becomes harsh or mean-spirited. Characters might embarrass themselves, but the show treats them with affection. Visual comedy plays important roles alongside dialogue humor. The mixed animation styles create opportunities for visual gags. Physical comedy works well within the cartoon physics of Elmore. The comedy style also remains accessible to various age groups. Children find the visual humor and simple misunderstandings funny. Adults appreciate the character dynamics and subtle observations. By keeping humor woven into natural moments, the show avoids feeling forced or joke-heavy. The comedy serves the story rather than the story existing to deliver jokes. This integrated approach to humor contributes to the show's comfortable viewing experience. Viewers can relax and enjoy gentle amusement without tension or edge. The humorous storytelling works together with careful narrative pacing to create the show's distinctive feel. 48. Calm pacing through plot choices. How quickly stories move affects viewer experience. Fast pacing creates excitement, but can feel exhausting. Slower pacing allows breathing room. But here is something most people don't know. Even events involving unusual challenges are framed in steady narrative progressions. The show maintains calm pacing regardless of what situations characters face. Plot choices support calm pacing by avoiding unnecessary urgency. Stories rarely include actual danger or high stakes. Problems are significant to characters, but never catastrophic to viewers. The narrative progression moves steadily without rushing. Events unfold at measured rates. The show takes time to establish situations, develop complications, and reach resolutions. This pacing allows viewers to absorb what happens. They do not need to process information rapidly or keep up with breakneck story developments. The comfortable pace supports relaxed viewing. Even when situations escalate, the pacing remains controlled. The show might build to climactic moments, but the build happens gradually. Sudden spikes in intensity are avoided. The steady progression also supports the show's emphasis on character reactions. Taking time allows focus on how characters feel and respond. The pacing serves character development. Calm pacing contributes significantly to the show's sleep-friendly quality. The measured storytelling does not create anxiety or overstimulation. Viewers can watch comfortably before bed. This deliberate pacing choice reflects understanding of the show's purpose. The goal is comfortable entertainment, not edge-of-seat tension. The pacing supports this purpose consistently. These pacing choices work within larger structural patterns that appear across many episodes. 49. Storytelling patterns across episodes. Shows develop rhythms in how they structure narratives. These patterns become recognizable to regular viewers. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes follow familiar patterns that help viewers feel grounded while watching. These structural consistencies create comfort through predictability, even when specific stories differ. Most episodes follow similar narrative structures. They establish a situation early, develop complications through the middle, and reach resolution near the end. This familiar arc appears repeatedly. The storytelling patterns include typical beats and moments. Episodes often have early scenes establishing daily life before introducing the central challenge. Middle sections develop the problem. Final sections show resolution. These patterns create rhythm that viewers come to expect. Even without realizing it consciously, audiences develop sense for how Gumball episodes unfold. This familiarity feels comfortable. The consistent structure also helps new viewers understand the show quickly. They can recognize the narrative patterns and follow along easily. The familiar storytelling makes the show accessible. Patterns do not mean every episode is identical. The specific details and situations vary enormously. The underlying structure remains similar, while surface content changes constantly. The storytelling patterns also aid production. Writers and animators understand the expected structure. This shared framework helps coordinate the complex work of creating episodes. By following familiar patterns, the show creates reliability that supports its calming effect. Viewers know generally what to expect, which reduces cognitive effort required to follow stories. These structural patterns connect to how episodes are titled and themed. 50. Story titles and themes. Episode titles and the themes they represent work together to create coherent stories. How episodes are named affects viewer expectations. But here is something most people don't know. The simplicity of episode names reflects clear central ideas for each story. Titles like The Burger or The Traffic immediately communicate what the episode explores. Simple, clear themes help focus storytelling. Each episode examines one primary idea or situation. This focused approach prevents stories from becoming scattered or confusing. The titles create expectations that episodes fulfill. An episode called The Burger centers on food, dining, or family meals. The title promises specific content that the story delivers. Clear central ideas also make episodes memorable. Viewers can remember and reference specific episodes based on their straightforward titles and themes. This aids discussion and recall. The simple themes connect to the show's emphasis on everyday situations. An episode exploring traffic fits the ordinary focus that makes the show relatable. By keeping each episode focused on a clear idea, the show maintains narrative clarity. Viewers always understand what the episode is about, even if the specific events contain surprises. The title and theme approach also provides creative freedom within boundaries. Writers know the central focus, but can explore it from various angles. The clear theme guides without restricting. This straightforward approach to titling and theming contributes to the show's accessible, comfortable nature and connects to how the series has been received and documented across different regions and viewing platforms. 51. International air date variations. When shows distribute globally, timing becomes complicated. Different regions have different scheduling needs and priorities, but here is something most people don't know. Air dates differ by region based on local network decisions. The Amazing World of Gumball does not premiere simultaneously worldwide. Each territory sets its own schedule based on local broadcasting circumstances. Multiple factors affect regional air dates. Time zone differences make true simultaneous releases impractical. Local holidays and events influence scheduling choices. Competing programming affects when networks choose to air shows. Broadcasting contracts vary by region. Different companies hold rights in different territories. Each rights holder makes independent decisions about when to schedule episodes based on their specific market conditions. Translation and dubbing requirements also affect timing. Regions that need episodes translated into local languages cannot air content until that work completes. This adds time between original production and local broadcast. The variation in air dates can frustrate international fans. Seeing other regions discuss episodes not yet available locally creates a feeling of being left behind. Social media makes these timing differences more visible. However, staggered releases are standard practice in international television. Nearly all globally distributed shows face similar regional timing variations. The practice reflects practical realities of global distribution. Networks balance various considerations when setting air dates. They want to maximize viewership while managing their overall programming schedules. These competing priorities lead to different choices in different regions. The result is that The Amazing World of Gumball arrives in viewers' homes at different times depending on where they live. Beyond just broadcast timing, the methods for accessing the show also vary significantly. 52. Access through multiple platforms. Modern television content reaches audiences through various methods. The days of single broadcast channels are long past. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes can be streamed or viewed via multiple online services. The Amazing World of Gumball is available through several different platforms, giving viewers options for how they watch. Platform availability varies by region and changes over time. A service that offers the show in one country might not have rights in another. Licensing agreements shift as contracts expire and renew. Multiple platforms provide viewing flexibility. Some viewers prefer subscription streaming services. Others purchase episodes individually. Some watch through cable provider apps. The variety accommodates different preferences. Platform quality and features differ. Some services offer higher video resolution. Others provide better search functions or recommendation algorithms. Viewers choose platforms based on these varying capabilities. Having multiple access points also serves as backup. If one platform removes the show, other options may still exist. This redundancy protects against complete loss of availability. The multi-platform approach reflects how television distribution has evolved. Shows no longer depend on single broadcast networks. Digital distribution creates numerous paths from content to viewers. However, platform fragmentation can confuse viewers. Keeping track of which services offer which shows requires effort. The convenience of choice comes with complexity. For The Amazing World of Gumball, the multi-platform availability means most viewers can find a way to watch regardless of their preferred service. This widespread modern availability contrasts with how the show first reached audiences years ago. 53. Original Series World Premiere. Every show has a beginning when it first appears on television. These premiere moments mark important milestones. But here is something most people don't know. The show had different premiere dates across regions in its early history. The initial launch of The Amazing World of Gumball did not happen simultaneously worldwide. The varied premiere dates reflect the staged international rollout discussed earlier. The UK received early access before the American premiere. Other regions followed on their own timelines. These premiere variations created interesting situations. Viewers in early premiere regions could discuss the show before audiences in later regions knew it existed. Word of mouth spread internationally before universal availability. The original premiere strategy tested different markets at different times. Networks could gauge initial reception and adjust promotional approaches for later regions based on early results. Early premiere regions essentially beta tested the show for global audiences. If problems emerged in initial broadcasts, later regions could benefit from corrections or adjustments. The staggered premieres also extended the publicity window. Each regional premiere generated local media attention. The rolling premieres created sustained promotional momentum across months. For viewers in later premiere regions, the wait could feel frustrating. Hearing about a show not yet available locally creates anticipation mixed with impatience. The original premiere pattern set precedents that continue affecting how new content releases. The lessons learned from the initial rollout inform current distribution strategies. Understanding how the show began helps contextualize its lasting impact on the animation industry. 54. Long-term industry impact. Successful shows influence the broader entertainment industry. They inspire other creators and change industry practices. But here is something most people don't know. The series influenced other animation projects through its creative style. The Amazing World of Gumball's unique approach to mixing visual techniques inspired other shows to experiment with their own distinctive styles. The success of the mixed media approach demonstrated that audiences accept unconventional animation. Shows do not need to stick to single visual styles. This realization freed other creators to try new techniques. The show's tone and storytelling also influenced industry approaches. The combination of gentle humor with everyday situations proved successful. Other shows adopted similar approaches to create comfortable family viewing. Industry recognition came through awards and nominations. While specific awards vary, the show received acknowledgement from animation industry organizations. This professional recognition validated its creative choices. The show also influenced production practices. The successful collaboration between European and American studios showed effective cross-continental partnerships were possible. This opened doors for other international collaborations. For animators and artists, Gumball provided career opportunities and portfolio material. Working on a successful, distinctive show helped advance many professionals' careers. The show served as training ground for animation talent. The show's streaming success also provided data about how audiences consume animated content. This information influences how networks and platforms approach animation distribution. The long-term impact extends beyond just animation into broader family entertainment strategies. The show proved certain approaches work for creating comfortable, rewatchable content. This industry influence connects to how the show portrays the various family members and their roles. 55. Family member. Character roles. Family shows assign different roles to various family members. These roles create dynamics and drive stories. But here is something most people don't know. Different family members take on specific roles that support calm story arcs. Each Watterson family member has characteristic functions in episodes that create predictable but comforting patterns. Nicole often serves as the voice of reason and structure. Her role provides stability when situations become chaotic. She represents competence and reliability within the family unit. Richard typically brings unintentional complications through his simple approach. His role creates gentle conflict that requires resolution. He represents acceptance and love despite imperfection. Gumball functions as the instigator whose ideas drive plots forward. His enthusiasm and schemes create situations that episodes explore. He represents youthful energy and learning. Darwin serves as Gumball's conscience and more thoughtful counterbalance. His role provides alternative perspectives on Gumball's plans. He represents loyalty and consideration. Anais appears as the intelligent younger sibling who often sees through situations clearly. Her role provides insight that other characters miss. She represents wisdom beyond her years. These role assignments create reliable dynamics. Viewers know, generally, how each character will approach situations. This predictability supports the show's comforting quality. The roles also allow for variation within patterns. While characters have typical functions, they can act differently when stories require. The flexibility prevents roles from feeling rigid. By maintaining these characteristic roles, the show creates family dynamics that feel consistent and real, despite the fantastical setting. These family roles interact with the challenges presented by school life and peer relationships. 56. Schoolmates and life challenges. School provides endless storytelling opportunities through varied social situations. Interactions with peers create natural conflicts and resolutions. But here is something most people don't know. School scenes often portray mild conflicts and resolutions familiar to viewers. The challenges presented are relatable without being traumatic or overly dramatic. Schoolmate interactions include typical social dynamics, forming friendships, managing rivalries, navigating social groups, and dealing with misunderstandings all appear regularly. These situations mirror real school experiences. The conflicts remain mild in intensity. Characters might feel embarrassed or frustrated, but situations never become cruel or harsh. The show maintains gentle tone even when exploring difficult social situations. Resolution typically comes through communication and understanding. Characters work through problems by talking and recognizing different perspectives. This models healthy conflict resolution. The familiar quality of school challenges helps viewers process their own experiences. Seeing characters navigate similar situations provides comfort and validation. The show acknowledges that school social life involves challenges. Different schoolmate characters represent different personality types. This variety creates opportunities for exploring various social dynamics. Each character combination produces different interactions. The portrayal of school life remains optimistic. While challenges exist, the overall environment feels safe and supportive. The show presents school as a place where growth happens. By keeping school conflicts mild and resolvable, the show maintains its calm approach while acknowledging real aspects of young viewers' lives. These personal and social challenges sometimes connect to broader themes the show explores gently. 57. Social themes in episodes. Stories can address larger social ideas beyond just individual character problems. How shows handle themes affects their depth and message. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes sometimes touch on themes like self-confidence or inclusion in soft ways. The show explores these social concepts without heavy-handed moralizing or intense drama. Self-confidence themes appear when characters doubt themselves. Episodes might show Gumball or others questioning their abilities. The stories gently affirm that everyone has value and capability. Inclusion themes arise from Elmore's diverse population. The show demonstrates different types of beings coexisting peacefully. This models acceptance without explicitly lecturing about it. The soft approach to themes means they enhance rather than dominate stories. An episode might be primarily about a school project while subtly exploring cooperation. The theme supports the story naturally. By avoiding heavy-handed messaging, the show respects viewer intelligence. Audiences can recognize themes without being told explicitly what to think. This creates more engaging and genuine storytelling. The gentle handling also prevents themes from feeling preachy. Young viewers resist obvious moral lessons. The soft approach allows messages to land more effectively. Themes emerge through character experiences rather than direct statements. Viewers see inclusion working in practice rather than hearing speeches about its importance. This show-don't-tell approach proves more powerful. The social themes reflect values that support the show's overall tone of kindness and acceptance. These thematic elements work within the carefully maintained continuity of the show's world. 58. Continuity of episodes over time. Shows handle continuity differently. Some maintain strict, ongoing narratives, while others reset after each episode. But here is something most people don't know. Recurring characters and places help make the world feel steady and familiar. The Amazing World of Gumball maintains continuity in certain elements, while keeping episodes largely self-contained. Geographic continuity remains strong. Locations like the school, Watterson House, and various Elmore establishments appear consistently. These stable places create reliable setting. Character continuity exists for main and secondary characters. The same students attend school across episodes. The same staff work at various locations. This population consistency makes the world feel inhabited. However, specific plot events rarely carry across episodes. A problem solved in one episode does not typically affect later stories. This allows viewers to watch episodes in any order. The continuity approach balances familiarity with accessibility. Regular viewers recognize recurring elements. New viewers do not need previous episode knowledge to follow current stories. Emotional and relationship continuity exists subtly. Characters' relationships grow gradually across many episodes, even though specific events do not carry over. This creates gentle character development. The steady continuity in setting and characters supports the show's comforting quality. The world feels real and consistent, even though individual stories stand alone. This continuity depends on the work of many people behind the scenes. 59. Behind-the-scenes animation roles. Creating animated shows requires specialized expertise in many areas. Different professionals handle different aspects of production. But here is something most people don't know. Animation teams continue to expand with experienced artists and studios. The production of The Amazing World of Gumball involves many people with specific skills contributing to the final product. Character animators focus on making characters move and express emotion. Their work brings personality to each frame. Different animators might specialize in different character types or movement styles. Background artists create the environments where characters exist. They establish the look of locations and ensure visual consistency across episodes. Their work provides the foundation for character animation. Storyboard artists translate scripts into visual sequences. They determine camera angles, character positions, and scene flow. Their work bridges writing and animation. Technical directors manage the practical aspects of production. They ensure files are organized, render properly, and meet technical specifications. Their work keeps production running smoothly. Color designers select and maintain the show's color palette. They ensure visual harmony and consistency. Their choices affect the show's overall mood and appearance. Compositing artists combine different visual elements into finished frames. They blend character animation with backgrounds and effects. Their work creates the final images viewers see. These various roles require different skills and training. The collaboration between specialists produces the complex mixed media style that defines the show. The expansion of animation teams for the continuation shows the ongoing commitment to production quality. This behind-the-scenes work produces the specific episodes that make up the continuation, each with its own focus. 60. Episode title: The Burger. New episodes in the continuation explore various everyday topics. Each episode centers on a specific subject or situation. But here is something most people don't know. The Burger opens new episodes with a plot about family dinner choices. This episode exemplifies the show's approach to finding stories in ordinary situations. Food and family meals provide natural storytelling opportunities. Decisions about what to eat can involve everyone's preferences and create gentle conflicts. A burger becomes the focal point for family dynamics. The episode likely explores themes common in family dining situations. Different family members want different things. Compromises must be reached. Small decisions reveal character personalities. Using a burger as the central element grounds the story in familiar territory. Most viewers have experienced family discussions about meals. The relatability makes the story accessible. The episode title's simplicity reflects the show's straightforward naming convention. The Burger immediately communicates what the episode involves. Viewers know to expect food-related family storylines. As an opening episode for the continuation, The Burger introduces audiences to new content through comfortable subject matter. Starting with a familiar situation helps viewers ease into the new episodes. The choice to begin with a family meal story emphasizes the show's focus on everyday life and family relationships. These core elements remain central in the continuation. The Burger sets the tone for the new episodes by demonstrating that the continuation maintains the original series approach to finding gentle humor and warmth in ordinary situations. 61. Episode title: The Assistant. The continuation includes multiple episodes exploring different situations. Each title indicates what the story focuses on, but here is something most people don't know. The Assistant focuses on a tech-related dilemma involving a school role. This episode explores how technology intersects with school responsibilities and student relationships. School roles often involve responsibilities that can create stress. Being someone's assistant means balancing helping others with managing your own needs. The episode likely examines this balance through a technology lens. Technology in school creates specific challenges. Digital tools can help or complicate tasks depending on how they are used. An episode centered on being an assistant with tech involvement explores modern school dynamics. The tech-related dilemma probably involves common situations students face. Managing digital communication, organizing information, or handling tech-based responsibilities all provide story material. The episode keeps these challenges relatable. Using technology as a story element reflects current student experiences. Most young viewers interact with technology daily in school contexts. The episode acknowledges this reality while maintaining the show's gentle approach. The school role aspect provides structure for the story. Assistants have specific duties and relationships. These create natural opportunities for conflicts and resolutions that drive the narrative. As with other episodes, the assistant likely finds humor and heart in ordinary situations. A tech dilemma at school is a common experience made engaging through character perspective and personality. The episode demonstrates how the continuation addresses contemporary elements while maintaining the show's timeless quality and focus on relatable challenges. This tech-focused episode connects to another that explores relationship dynamics across distance. 62. Episode title: The Distance. Friendships face various challenges as people grow and change. Maintaining connections requires effort when circumstances shift. But here is something most people don't know. The Distance centers on maintaining friendships when circumstances change. This episode explores how relationships adapt when physical or emotional distance creates challenges. Distance in friendships can mean many things. Physical separation when someone moves, emotional distance when interests diverge, schedule conflicts that reduce time together. The episode could explore any of these forms. The challenge of maintaining friendships through distance resonates with viewers. Most people experience relationships changing due to circumstances beyond their control. The situation feels universally relatable. The episode likely shows characters working to preserve connection despite obstacles. effort and communication become important when easy proximity disappears. The story demonstrates that friendships can survive change with dedication. Distance also tests friendship strength. Relationships that rely purely on convenience might fade. Deeper connections find ways to persist. The episode probably explores what makes friendships resilient. The story maintains the show's optimistic tone. While distance creates challenges, the episode likely shows that real friendships can overcome obstacles. This positive message provides comfort. Using distance as a theme allows exploration of loyalty, effort, and the value of relationships. These universal concepts work within the show's gentle storytelling framework. The Distance addresses emotional territory that matters to viewers while keeping the treatment light and manageable. The show finds ways to explore meaningful topics without becoming heavy. From relationship challenges, another episode shifts to a simpler quest for a lost object. 63. Episode title, The Thing. Everyday life includes small frustrations like losing items. These minor problems create relatable situations for storytelling. But here is something most people don't know. The Thing follows a simple search for a forgotten item. This episode centers on the experience of losing something and trying to remember where it went. Lost item stories tap into universal experiences. Everyone has misplaced something important and spent time searching. The frustration and eventual relief feel familiar to all viewers. The simplicity of the premise allows focus on character reactions and interactions. How characters approach the search reveals personality. Some might be methodical, while others search randomly. A forgotten item creates natural opportunities for retracing steps. Characters revisit locations and reconstruct recent activities. This provides structure for the episode's progression. The search likely involves multiple family members or friends. Different people remember things differently. Collaborative searching creates interaction opportunities that drive comedy and story. The Thing represents the show's ability to find story in the most ordinary situations. Losing an item is mundane, yet the episode makes it engaging through character perspective and relationships. The episode probably builds gentle suspense about whether the item will be found. This mild tension creates investment without stress. Viewers care about the outcome while remaining comfortable. Using such a simple premise demonstrates confidence in characters and storytelling. The show does not need elaborate plots to create enjoyable episodes. Ordinary situations suffice when handled well. This straightforward search story contrasts with another episode that addresses body image themes through humor. 64. Episode title, The Butts. Some topics require delicate handling to address appropriately for young audiences. Body-related humor can go wrong easily. But here is something most people don't know. The Butts explores how humor and body positivity play a calm part in character interaction. This episode addresses bodies through gentle comedy that maintains respect and promotes acceptance. Body positivity means accepting bodies as they are without shame or judgment. The episode likely conveys this message through how characters treat each other and themselves. Using humor about bodies requires careful balance. The show must be funny without being mean or encouraging negative self-image. The calm approach helps achieve this balance. The episode probably shows characters learning to be comfortable with themselves. Self-acceptance themes appear through story rather than explicit lessons. Characters model healthy attitudes. Body humor that works focuses on relatable situations rather than mockery. The episode finds comedy in universal experiences without targeting individuals or creating shame. The interaction between characters likely demonstrates mutual respect. When people treat each other kindly about body-related topics, it normalizes acceptance. The episode shows positive dynamics in action. The Butts takes a topic that could be uncomfortable and handles it gently. The show addresses real aspects of life while maintaining appropriate tone for its audience. By including body positivity themes, the continuation shows willingness to address meaningful topics. The gentle approach ensures messages land effectively without becoming preachy or uncomfortable. From personal acceptance themes, another episode moves to a more external challenge involving time and travel. 65. Episode title: The Traffic. Travel and timing create natural story opportunities. Getting places on time involves factors beyond individual control. But here is something most people don't know. The Traffic focuses on a journey with time constraints. This episode explores the stress and problem-solving involved when travel complications threaten timely arrival. Traffic represents a common frustration. Being stuck when needing to arrive somewhere creates tension everyone recognizes. The situation needs no explanation to feel relatable. Time constraints add urgency to the story. Characters must reach a destination by a specific time. This creates natural stakes without requiring high drama. The journey structure allows for various complications and problem solving. Characters might try different routes, encounter unexpected obstacles, or need creative solutions. Each challenge develops the story. Traffic episodes often involve character interaction in confined spaces. Time spent traveling together creates opportunities for conversation and relationship development. The journey becomes as important as the destination. The episode likely maintains calm tone despite time pressure. The show can create mild tension without becoming stressful. Characters face challenges, but in manageable ways. The Traffic demonstrates how external circumstances create stories. Characters do not cause the problem, but must deal with it. This external conflict provides variety from character-driven plots. The episode probably includes moments of frustration balanced with humor. Traffic situations have both annoying and absurd elements. The show finds both aspects without becoming unpleasant. This journey-focused episode connects to another that explores personality and relationships through a different lens. 66. Episode title: The Astrological. Different frameworks exist for understanding personality and relationships. Astrology represents one such system that some people find meaningful. But here is something most people don't know. The Astrological explores school relationships through a simple astrology theme. This episode uses astrological ideas as a framework for examining how people relate to each other. Astrology involves zodiac signs and personality associations. Some people use astrological frameworks to understand themselves and others. The episode engages with this cultural phenomenon. Using astrology as a story element allows exploration of personality types. Different zodiac signs supposedly correspond to different characteristics. The episode can play with these associations. The school relationship focus means the episode examines friendships, rivalries, and social dynamics. Astrology provides a lens for understanding why people act certain ways or connect with specific others. The approach remains simple and light. The show does not need to take astrology seriously to use it for storytelling. The framework serves the story rather than promoting specific beliefs. Young viewers often encounter astrology through social media and peer conversations. The episode acknowledges this cultural element while maintaining the show's gentle tone. The Astrological likely finds humor in how people use personality frameworks. Taking such systems too seriously or not seriously enough both create comedy opportunities. The episode demonstrates the show's willingness to engage with popular cultural elements. This keeps the show feeling current while maintaining its core approach to storytelling. From personality frameworks to personal achievement, another episode examines participation in activities. 67. Episode title: The Cheerleader. School activities provide opportunities for personal growth and social connection. Participating in organized activities involves goals and challenges. But here is something most people don't know. The cheerleader involves participation in an activity with personal goals. This episode explores what happens when a character engages with cheerleading and works toward specific objectives. Cheerleading as an activity involves physical skill, teamwork, and performance. These elements create multiple story possibilities. The episode can explore any aspect of the cheerleading experience. Personal goals provide internal motivation for the character, whether aiming to make the team, master a skill, or achieve recognition. The goals drive character actions and create stakes. The episode likely examines why the character wants to participate. Understanding motivation adds depth to the story. Personal goals reveal what matters to characters. Cheerleading also involves social dynamics. Team activities require cooperation and create relationship opportunities. The episode probably explores interactions with other participants. The story maintains the show's positive approach. While challenges arise, the episode likely shows growth and achievement. Characters learn and develop through their experiences. The Cheerleader addresses the experience of pursuing goals within structured activities. This reflects real student experiences of joining teams or groups and working toward objectives. Using cheerleading specifically provides visual and narrative opportunities. The activity has recognizable elements that audiences understand, even if they have not participated personally. The episode shows how personal ambition and social participation intersect in school settings, connecting to another episode that explores a different type of character trait. 68. Episode title: The Boring. Character diversity includes different personality types. Some characters stand out through energy, while others have quieter presences. But here's something most people don't know. The Boring uses a schoolmate's unique trait in a calm storyline. This episode centers on a character whose defining characteristic is being boring, exploring how this quality affects interactions and stories. A boring character seems like an unlikely story focus. However, the contrast between a boring character and the typically energetic cast creates comedy. The unusual trait becomes the premise. The episode likely explores what makes someone boring and how others react. Different characters might have different tolerance levels for boring company. These varied reactions drive interaction. Using calmness as a trait fits the show's overall tone. The Boring probably does not mock the boring character, but rather explores boringness as a neutral quality. Some situations benefit from calm presence. The storyline maintains gentleness even while focusing on someone boring. The show finds humor in the situation without being mean. The boring character deserves respect like anyone else. The episode might reveal that boring has its advantages. In a chaotic world, steady calmness provides stability. What seems boring might actually be peaceful and comfortable. The Boring demonstrates the show's ability to find stories in unexpected places. Even seemingly story-resistant character traits become interesting through the right perspective. The episode also shows how the show handles different personality types with acceptance. Everyone has value, regardless of how exciting or boring they seem. From a character defined by calmness, another episode shifts to exploring adult-student dynamics. 69. Episode title: The Teacher. School involves relationships between students and teachers. These interactions create natural story opportunities within educational settings. But here is something most people don't know. The Teacher focuses on interpersonal dynamics in a school context. This episode explores the relationship between students and a teacher, examining how these different roles interact. Teacher-student relationships involve specific power dynamics. Teachers have authority, but also responsibility to support students. Students must respect authority while asserting their needs. These dynamics create story tension. The episode likely shows both student and teacher perspectives. Understanding each side's viewpoint creates more nuanced storytelling. Both parties have valid concerns and motivations. Interpersonal dynamics include communication challenges. Teachers and students sometimes misunderstand each other. The episode probably explores how these misunderstandings happen and resolve. The school context grounds the story in familiar territory. Most viewers have experienced various teacher relationships. The situation needs no explanation to feel relatable. The teacher maintains the show's gentle approach to potentially complicated topics. The episode addresses authority and respect without becoming preachy or heavy. The story handles themes naturally. The episode also likely shows teachers as complex people rather than just authority figures. Humanizing adults helps young viewers understand that teachers have their own perspectives and challenges. Using a teacher as a focus demonstrates the show's broad view of school community. Not all episodes center on peer relationships. Adult-student dynamics also matter. This exploration of teacher relationships connects to another episode, examining how trends spread through student communities. 70. Episode title, The App. Technology and trends significantly influence modern school social life. New apps and digital phenomena spread quickly among students. But here's something most people don't know. The App explores a simple story about trends and school technology. This episode examines how a digital application affects student life and relationships at school. Apps spread through schools rapidly when students adopt them. Whether for communication, games, or social sharing, popular apps become part of school culture quickly. The episode likely explores this phenomenon. Trend-focused stories examine social dynamics and peer pressure. When everyone uses an app, not participating feels isolating. The episode probably addresses inclusion and exclusion through technology. The story maintains simplicity despite the technology angle. The app serves as a device for exploring human behavior and relationships. Technology enables the story, but does not overwhelm it. School technology stories resonate with current students. Digital tools shape how young people interact and communicate. The episode acknowledges this reality while maintaining timeless storytelling. The app likely finds both benefits and drawbacks in technology trends. Apps can connect people, but also create problems. The balanced view prevents the episode from being either overly positive or negative about technology. The episode demonstrates how the show stays relevant to contemporary student experiences. Including current elements like apps keeps the show feeling connected to viewers' lives. Using an app as a story focus also allows exploration of how trends begin, spread, and eventually fade, showing the temporary nature of what seems important in the moment, and connecting these temporary trends to the lasting foundations that make the show's world feel stable and enduring across all episodes. 71. Episode title, The Entrance. First impressions matter in social situations. How people present themselves affects how others perceive them. But here is something most people don't know. The entrance centers on making a positive impression in a social context. This episode explores the pressure and effort involved in presenting oneself well when entering new social situations. Making entrances involves both literal and metaphorical elements. Physically arriving at an event or location matters. How someone acts and presents themselves in those first moments creates lasting impressions. The social context likely involves school or peer situations. Meeting new people, joining established groups, or participating in events all require navigating entrance dynamics. The episode addresses these universal experiences. The pressure to make good impressions creates natural tension. Characters want to be accepted and liked. This desire drives behavior and creates opportunities for both comedy and genuine moments. The episode probably shows multiple attempts at effective entrances. First tries might fail or go awkwardly. Learning what works involves trial and error. The progression creates story structure. The entrance maintains the show's gentle approach to potentially stressful situations. While making impressions matters, the episode does not create overwhelming anxiety. The stakes remain manageable. The story likely reveals that authenticity matters more than performance. Trying too hard to impress often backfires. Being genuine creates better connections than forced personas. Using entrance making as a focus demonstrates understanding of social anxiety many students experience. The episode addresses real concerns while keeping the tone light and supportive. The episode shows that everyone worries about how others perceive them, connecting these universal concerns to another episode about personal communication. 72. Episode title: The Letter. Written communication allows expression of thoughts and feelings. Letters create opportunities for careful, considered messages. But here is something most people don't know. The letter involves personal communication and gentle emotion. This episode explores how writing and receiving letters affects relationships and feelings. Letters represent more formal communication than casual conversation. Writing requires thought and effort. This deliberate nature makes letters feel significant. The episode likely treats letter writing with appropriate weight. Personal communication through letters allows expression of things hard to say aloud. Characters might write feelings they cannot speak. The letter format provides emotional safety and distance. The gentle emotion aspect means the episode handles feelings carefully. The show does not create intense drama around the letter. Instead, emotions remain real but manageable. The episode might explore both writing and receiving perspectives. Creating a letter involves choices about what to say and how. Receiving a letter creates reactions and interpretations. Both sides matter. The letter likely shows how written words carry meaning beyond their literal content. The effort of writing demonstrates care. How letters are written conveys emotion through word choice and tone. The episode maintains the show's calm approach to emotion. Feelings are acknowledged and validated without becoming overwhelming. The story treats emotion as normal and healthy. Using letters as a story device feels somewhat old-fashioned, but remains relevant. Written communication still matters even in digital ages. The episode honors this enduring form of expression. The personal nature of letters connects to another episode exploring a different aspect of personal awareness. 73. Episode title: The Gut. People often talk about gut feelings or intuition. These internal senses guide decisions without logical explanation. But here is something most people don't know. The gut uses a humorous take on personal intuition. This episode explores how characters experience and respond to gut feelings about situations and decisions. Intuition represents knowledge without conscious reasoning. People sense things without knowing exactly why. This mysterious internal guide creates interesting story opportunities. The humorous approach prevents the episode from becoming mystical or overly serious. The show finds comedy in how gut feelings manifest and influence behavior. Characters might misinterpret or overreact to intuition. Personal intuition episodes can explore trusting yourself versus overthinking. Sometimes, gut feelings prove correct. Other times, logic should override instinct. The episode likely examines this balance. The story probably shows different characters experiencing intuition differently. Some people trust gut feelings strongly, others dismiss them. These varied approaches create contrast and interaction opportunities. The Gut maintains the show's grounded tone even while exploring something abstract. Intuition gets treated as real experience without becoming supernatural or magical. The approach stays believable. The episode might reveal that gut feelings come from subconscious processing of information. Intuition is not random, but based on patterns people notice without realizing. This explanation grounds the concept. Using intuition as a focus allows exploration of self-trust and decision-making. Characters learn when to trust themselves and when to question their immediate reactions. From internal feelings, another episode shifts to external pressures and how they affect people. 74. Episode title: The Wrinkle. Stress affects people in visible and invisible ways. How characters handle pressure reveals personality and resilience. But here is something most people don't know. The Wrinkle explores personal experience under stress in calm detail. This episode examines how pressure affects a character while maintaining the show's gentle storytelling approach. Stress creates physical and emotional responses. The wrinkle of the title might be literal or metaphorical. Either way, it represents visible signs of internal pressure. The episode makes stress tangible. Personal experience means the story focuses on individual perspective. How one character feels and responds to stress becomes the center of the episode. This intimate focus creates relatability. The calm detail aspect ensures the episode does not become overwhelming. Stress gets acknowledged without creating stressful viewing. The show examines pressure while remaining comfortable to watch. The episode likely shows various stress responses. Some people become irritable, others withdraw, some try to power through. The story explores how stress changes behavior. The Wrinkle probably also addresses coping mechanisms. Characters might discover what helps them manage pressure. Learning to handle stress constructively provides positive messaging. The episode maintains realism about stress being normal. Everyone experiences pressure. The show validates this universal experience while promoting healthy responses. Using stress as a story focus demonstrates the show's willingness to address real challenges. Young viewers face pressure regularly. Seeing characters navigate stress provides comfort and modeling. The examination of stress under pressure connects to another episode that explores pleasure and enjoyment. 75. Episode title, The Gourmet. Food provides pleasure beyond just nutrition. How people experience and appreciate food reveals personality and values. But here is something most people don't know. The Gourmet focuses on food choices and delight in simple pleasures. This episode explores appreciation for food and eating experiences through character perspective. Gourmet typically suggests refined food appreciation. The episode probably plays with this concept through the show's accessible lens. Characters explore what makes food special or enjoyable. Food choices reveal character preferences and values. Some people focus on taste, others care about presentation. Some value familiar comfort foods. The episode likely explores these different approaches. Delight in simple pleasures suggests the episode celebrates ordinary food experiences. Not all satisfaction comes from fancy meals. Simple foods eaten in good contexts create happiness. This message fits the show's values. The episode probably shows characters experiencing food mindfully. Paying attention to taste, texture, and enjoyment enhances eating experiences. The story demonstrates appreciation. The Gourmet likely includes visual food moments. The show's animation style can make food look appealing or funny. Visual presentation supports the food-focused story. The episode maintains the show's gentle tone while exploring enjoyment. Food pleasure never becomes excessive or uncomfortable. The story keeps delight appropriate and relatable. Using food appreciation as a focus provides sensory storytelling opportunities. Taste, smell, and texture all contribute to food experiences. The episode can engage multiple senses through description. From food enjoyment to recreational activity, another episode explores family time together. 76. Episode title, The Pool. Family activities provide opportunities for togetherness and fun. Recreational outings create memories and strengthen bonds. But here is something most people don't know. The pool follows a family outing with relaxed pacing. This episode explores the Watterson family's experience at a swimming pool, emphasizing calm family time together. Pool settings offer specific storytelling opportunities. Water activities, changing facilities, pool rules, and social dynamics at pools all provide material. The episode can explore various pool-related situations. Family outings involve coordination and compromise. Different family members want different things. Finding ways for everyone to enjoy themselves creates gentle conflict and resolution. The relaxed pacing ensures the episode feels calm despite being set at a potentially chaotic pool. The show focuses on pleasant family moments rather than stressful situations. The outing remains enjoyable. Pool episodes typically include various character activities. Some might swim while others sunbathe. Kids and adults engage differently with pool environments. These varied approaches create story variety. The pool likely shows family members interacting in recreational context. Away from home routines, family dynamics shift slightly. The different setting reveals different aspects of relationships. The episode maintains the show's focus on ordinary experiences. A pool outing is common and relatable. Most viewers have visited pools with family or friends. The familiarity makes the story accessible. Using a family outing as story material emphasizes the show's values around togetherness and shared experiences. Time spent together matters, regardless of the specific activity. This family-focused episode represents the kind of content that continues reaching audiences worldwide through various distribution methods. 77. Continuation in international broadcasts. Television content continues finding audiences through various channels. International distribution remains important for show longevity, but here is something most people don't know. New episodes also air on networks outside the US at later dates. The continuation of The Amazing World of Gumball reaches international audiences through established broadcasting partnerships beyond just American platforms. International broadcasts maintain the show's global presence. Audiences outside America who watched the original series can access new content. This continuity supports the worldwide fan base built over years. Later air dates reflect the practical realities of international distribution. Time is needed for localization, scheduling coordination, and contract negotiations. Different territories receive content on staggered schedules. Networks outside the US include various Cartoon Network international branches. These regional networks have existing relationships with the property. They continue carrying the show for their audiences. The international broadcast approach differs from streaming strategies. Some regions primarily use television broadcast, while others favor streaming platforms. Distribution adapts to local viewing patterns and available infrastructure. Later dates can frustrate international fans who see American audiences discussing episodes first. However, this pattern is standard for international television. Few shows premiere simultaneously worldwide. The international broadcasts ensure broader access. Not all viewers use streaming services. Traditional broadcast television remains important for reaching audiences who prefer or rely on conventional programming. By maintaining international distribution, the show honors its global audience. The commitment to worldwide availability shows respect for fans everywhere. These international broadcasts are created through collaborative creative processes that shape each episode's content. 78. Creative collaboration in writing. Television writing involves many people contributing ideas and polish. Episodes benefit from multiple perspectives and expertise. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes are written by teams of writers, bringing gentle diversity to storytelling. The collaborative writing process allows different voices and approaches to shape the show's content. Team writing means multiple people contribute to scripts. Writers might work together in rooms discussing story ideas. Different writers might draft different sections. Revisions incorporate feedback from various contributors. The gentle diversity this brings means episodes reflect varied perspectives. Different writers notice different opportunities for humor, character development, or thematic exploration. This variety strengthens overall content. Collaborative writing also maintains consistency. Multiple writers become familiar with characters and tone. They help each other stay true to the show's identity while bringing individual creativity. The process typically involves hierarchies. Head writers or showrunners guide overall direction. Staff writers contribute ideas and drafts. This structure balances creative freedom with cohesive vision. Writing teams also support production schedules. Multiple writers working simultaneously can produce scripts faster than single writers working alone. This efficiency helps meet episode delivery deadlines. The collaboration creates shared ownership of the show. Many people contribute to making the Amazing World of Gumball what it is. This collective effort produces the final content viewers enjoy. By crediting multiple writers, the show acknowledges this collaborative reality. Television writing is rarely solitary work. Recognition of team efforts validates everyone's contributions. The writing collaboration works alongside other creative teams who shape the show's complete sensory experience. 79. Composer and sound credits. Sound and music shape viewing experience significantly. Audio elements create mood and enhance storytelling. But here is something most people don't know. The show's sound and music credits include contributions from various artists. Multiple professionals work together to create the Amazing World of Gumball's complete audio landscape. Composers create original music for the show. They write themes, background music, and special musical moments. Their compositions enhance emotional impact and support storytelling. Sound designers create audio effects and manage overall sound quality. They ensure dialogue is clear, effects support action, and audio levels remain appropriate. Their work makes the show sound professional. Various artists contributing means different expertise combines. Some specialize in composition. Others excel at sound mixing. Some focus on specific instruments or audio techniques. Collective talent produces complete audio. Music credits recognize performers who play instruments or sing. Even if music is composed by one person, others might perform it. All contributors deserve acknowledgement. Sound credits also include technical roles. Recording engineers, audio editors, and mixing specialists all contribute to final sound quality. These technical experts ensure audio meets broadcast standards. The variety in credits reflects how many people and skills go into audio production. What viewers hear represents collaborative effort from many audio professionals working together. By crediting sound and music contributors, the show honors the audio work that makes it engaging. Sound might not receive attention that visuals do, but it is equally important to complete experience. These audio and visual elements combine in a world where character interactions create the show's social fabric. Otuzinchi. Character interactions across episodes. Shows with ensemble casts must develop multiple relationship dynamics. How characters relate to each other creates story richness. But here is something most people don't know. Interactions between characters build a sense of community in Elmore. The various relationships and social connections across multiple characters create a living, interconnected world. Character interactions extend beyond just main characters. Secondary characters interact with each other too. These connections suggest life continues beyond what episodes show directly. The sense of community comes from seeing repeated interactions. When characters encounter each other regularly across episodes, their relationships develop naturally. Accumulated small moments build connection. Different character combinations create different dynamics. Gumball interacts differently with Darwin than with Penny. Each relationship has its own quality. This variety keeps interactions interesting. The community feeling also comes from shared locations. Characters who frequent the same places naturally interact. School, stores, and public spaces facilitate repeated encounters. Building community across episodes requires consistency. Characters need to behave in recognizable ways. Their relationships need to maintain continuity even when specific plots differ. The show presents Elmore as a place where everyone knows everyone. This small-town feeling creates comfort. The familiar faces and established relationships make the world feel warm. By developing community through interactions, the show creates an environment viewers want to spend time in. The characters form a society that feels real and inviting. These character interactions happen within a world that maintains consistent internal rules and geography across all episodes from the original series through the continuation. 81. Episodic world consistency. Fictional worlds need internal logic to feel believable. Consistent rules help audiences understand what is possible within a story's reality. But here is something most people don't know. Despite varied plots, the world's rules remain recognizable and serene. The Amazing World of Gumball maintains consistency in how its universe operates, even as individual episodes explore different situations and stories. World consistency means certain fundamental truths stay constant. Elmore always operates according to the same basic logic. Characters can do certain things, but not others. These stable rules create a reliable foundation. The recognizable quality comes from patterns viewers learn over time. After watching several episodes, audiences understand how the world works. New episodes confirm these expectations rather than contradicting them. The serene aspect reflects the show's gentle tone extending to world building. The universe is not harsh or dangerous. Rules might be unusual, but they are not threatening. The consistent serenity creates comfort. Different plots testing these consistent rules shows their strength. Whether episodes focus on school, family, or adventures, the underlying world logic remains. This stability supports storytelling variety. Maintaining consistency requires careful production attention. Writers and animators must remember established rules. The show builds on previous episodes rather than contradicting them. The world consistency also helps new viewers orient themselves. Even without extensive background knowledge, people can understand how Elmore works. The logic is clear and stable. By keeping the world's rules consistent, the show creates a reliable environment. Viewers know what to expect from Elmore itself, even when specific stories surprise them. This consistent world has attracted devoted followers across many countries who celebrate the show in their own ways. 82. International fan culture. Popular shows develop fan communities that extend beyond just watching episodes. Dedicated viewers create their own content and connections around shows they love. But here is something most people don't know. In many countries, local fan communities celebrate the series and its spirit. The Amazing World of Gumball has inspired fan groups worldwide who engage with the show through various creative and social activities. Local fan communities take different forms in different places. Some exist online through social media groups and forums. Others might meet in person at events or gatherings. The specific structures vary by region and culture. These communities celebrate the series by sharing favorite moments, creating fan art, and discussing episodes. Fans express appreciation through creative output inspired by the show. This engagement demonstrates deep connection to the content. The spirit of the show that communities celebrate includes its humor, warmth, and distinctive style. Fans appreciate what makes Gumball unique. They honor these qualities through their community activities. International fan culture reflects the show's global reach. Communities exist in many languages and cultural contexts. The show's universal themes allow it to resonate across different societies. Fan communities also provide social connection. People who love the show find others with shared interests. These connections create friendships and support networks based on common appreciation. The existence of fan communities validates the show's impact. When content inspires people to create and connect, it has achieved cultural significance beyond simple entertainment. By generating international fan culture, The Amazing World of Gumball demonstrates its lasting appeal and ability to bring people together worldwide. These international communities access the show through increasingly diverse technological means. 83. Availability on multiple devices. Technology has transformed how people watch television content. Viewing is no longer limited to traditional television sets. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes can be streamed or watched on phones, tablets, and TVs. The Amazing World of Gumball is available across various device types, allowing viewers to watch wherever and however they prefer. Phone viewing provides ultimate portability. People can watch episodes during commutes, breaks, or while traveling. The small screen makes viewing possible in any location with internet access. Tablet viewing offers middle ground between phone and television. The larger screen provides better visual experience than phones while maintaining portability. Tablets work well for personal viewing in various locations. Television viewing represents the traditional approach. Large screens and home viewing create different experiences than mobile devices. Some viewers prefer the classic television format for animation. Multiple device availability accommodates different viewing contexts. Someone might watch on their phone during lunch, but prefer television for evening viewing. The flexibility supports varied lifestyle patterns. Streaming technology makes multi-device access possible. Content hosted on platforms can be accessed through different devices using the same account. This seamless availability enhances user experience. The availability across devices also reflects changing viewing habits. Modern audiences expect content flexibility. Shows must adapt to multi-device reality to remain accessible. By supporting multiple devices, The Amazing World of Gumball meets audiences where they are. The show becomes available in whatever format viewers prefer for their circumstances. This technological accessibility works together with deliberate pacing choices that enhance viewer comfort. 84. Story pacing and viewer comfort. How quickly stories unfold affects audience experience significantly. Pacing choices shape whether content feels relaxing or stressful. But here is something most people don't know. The consistent pacing of episodes helps viewers settle into the series over time. The Amazing World of Gumball maintains steady narrative rhythm that allows audiences to relax while watching. Consistent pacing means episodes move at similar speeds. Stories do not suddenly rush or drag unexpectedly. This predictability allows viewers to develop comfortable viewing rhythms. The settling effect comes from repeated exposure. As viewers watch multiple episodes, they adjust to the show's pace. The rhythm becomes familiar and comforting. Over time, this consistent pacing creates anticipation of how episodes will unfold. Viewers develop sense for story progression. This familiarity reduces cognitive effort required to follow narratives. The pacing also supports the show's function as relaxing entertainment. Content that moves too fast creates stress. Content too slow becomes boring. The measured pace maintains engagement without tension. Viewer comfort results from the combination of consistent pacing and gentle content. The show does not surprise with sudden intensity or unexpected tonal shifts. Everything maintains the established, comfortable rhythm. This pacing consistency requires production discipline. Writers and directors must maintain the established tempo. Every episode should feel like it belongs to the same series through shared pacing. By prioritizing viewer comfort through pacing, the show creates reliable viewing experiences. Audiences can approach each episode knowing it will provide the comfortable rhythm they expect. This consistent pacing framework allows for variety within its boundaries. 85. Episode framework variety. Shows need structure to maintain coherence. However, rigid structures can become monotonous. Balance between consistency and variety matters. But here is something most people don't know. Each story, while unique, still follows familiar soft structures that ease listening. The Amazing World of Gumball maintains framework consistency while allowing individual episodes to explore varied content and approaches. Framework variety means episodes use similar structures but apply them differently. The basic narrative arc remains recognizable. How that arc gets filled with specific content varies considerably. The soft structures are flexible rather than rigid. Episodes follow general patterns without strict formulas. This flexibility allows creative freedom within consistent boundaries. The easing effect for listening comes from structural familiarity. Audiences recognize the framework even when content differs. This recognition allows them to focus on specific story details rather than figuring out structure. Variety within frameworks prevents monotony. If every episode followed identical patterns, viewing would become tedious. The variation keeps each episode feeling fresh while maintaining overall consistency. The balance between consistency and variety requires careful writing. Episodes must differ enough to stay interesting while remaining similar enough to feel cohesive. Finding this balance is part of the show's craft. Framework variety also accommodates different story types. Some episodes focus on action, while others emphasize character interaction. The flexible framework supports both approaches. By allowing variety within consistent frameworks, the show maintains identity while avoiding repetition. Each episode feels like Gumball while offering something specific and unique. These varied frameworks support the show's distinctive tonal approach. 86. Calm tone with surreal humor. Comedy styles vary significantly across different shows. How humor is presented affects overall tone and viewer experience. But here's something most people don't know. The show balances gentle humor with surreal visuals in a calm way. The Amazing World of Gumball combines unusual, fantastical elements with measured, peaceful delivery that prevents the surrealism from becoming overwhelming. Surreal humor involves unexpected, impossible, or absurd elements. Things happen that could not occur in reality. Characters and situations defy normal logic. This creates comedy through incongruity. The calm presentation prevents surrealism from becoming chaotic. Despite unusual events, the show's tone remains measured. The delivery is gentle even when content is strange. Balancing these elements requires careful control. Too much surrealism without calm delivery becomes frantic. Too much calm without surreal elements loses the show's distinctive flavor. The combination creates unique identity. Gentle humor means comedy never becomes harsh or aggressive. The show finds funny moments without cruelty or edge. Laughs come from situations and perspectives rather than mean-spiritedness. Surreal visuals enhance the gentle humor. The mixed animation styles create inherently unusual imagery. This visual strangeness supports comedy while maintaining the show's peaceful atmosphere. The calm way of handling surrealism makes it accessible. Viewers can enjoy the absurdity without feeling disoriented or stressed. The presentation remains comfortable despite unusual content. By combining calm tone with surreal humor, the show creates distinctive identity. The approach separates Gumball from both purely realistic and chaotically surreal alternatives. Within this tonal framework, characters develop gradually across the series. 87. Scripted character growth. Characters in series can remain static or develop over time. How shows handle character change affects long-term storytelling. But here is something most people don't know. Characters show small, gradual changes across many episodes. The Amazing World of Gumball allows character development to happen slowly through accumulated experiences rather than dramatic, sudden transformations. Small changes are more realistic than large ones. Real people evolve gradually through life experiences. The show honors this reality by having characters change incrementally. Gradual development means changes occur across multiple episodes. A single episode rarely transforms a character completely. Instead, many episodes contribute small pieces to overall growth. Scripted growth is intentional rather than accidental. Writers plan character development arcs. The changes serve storytelling purposes and feel earned rather than random. The accumulation of experiences creates development. Characters learn from situations they encounter. These lessons slowly shape who they become over the series. Character growth in Gumball maintains the show's gentle approach. Development does not come through trauma or dramatic events. Instead, ordinary experiences gradually teach and change characters. The slow pace of development rewards long-term viewers. People who watch many episodes notice character evolution. This rewards investment in the series. By allowing gradual character growth, the show balances consistency with development. Characters remain recognizable while still evolving. This approach serves both new and returning viewers. These character developments occur within episodes, designed to provide satisfying conclusions. 88. Episodic closure. Design stories need endings that feel complete. How episodes conclude affects viewer satisfaction. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes typically conclude with a sense of resolution that feels complete. The Amazing World of Gumball designs its episode endings to provide closure and satisfaction while maintaining the show's calm tone. Resolution means conflicts introduced in episodes get addressed by the end. Problems find solutions. Questions receive answers. This completion creates satisfaction. The sense of resolution does not require perfect happy endings. Episodes can conclude with acceptance, understanding, or realistic outcomes. What matters is that stories reach natural stopping points. Feeling complete means viewers do not feel cheated or confused when episodes end. The conclusion addresses the episode's central concern. Audiences understand why the story stopped where it did. Episodic closure design involves planning endings from the beginning. Writers know where stories need to go. They structure narratives to reach satisfying conclusions within time limits. The closure also maintains the show's calm tone. Endings do not become overly sentimental or dramatic. They provide appropriate resolution with measured emotional impact. Some episodes end with gentle humor, while others finish with quiet character moments. The variety in ending types prevents monotony while maintaining the pattern of providing closure. By designing episodes with closure in mind, the show ensures viewer satisfaction. Each episode provides complete viewing experience rather than frustrating incompletion. These completed episodes receive feedback through various international rating systems. 89. International ratings presence. Shows receive evaluation from critics and audiences worldwide. Rating systems help people assess content quality. But here is something most people don't know. Rating platforms like Rotten Tomatoes document viewer reception globally. The Amazing World of Gumball's presence on international rating sites allows people worldwide to share opinions and see aggregated feedback. International ratings presence means the show appears on platforms used in multiple countries. Different regions use different rating systems. The show's availability across these systems demonstrates global reach. Platforms document both critical and audience reception. Professional reviewers provide expert analysis. General audiences contribute personal ratings. Together, these create comprehensive reception pictures. Global documentation shows how different regions respond to content. Sometimes ratings vary by culture. Other times, responses are remarkably similar across borders. This data reveals the show's universal appeal. Viewer reception feedback helps potential audiences decide whether to watch. People check ratings before committing time to new shows. The documented reception guides viewing choices. The ratings presence also provides producers with feedback about audience response. While not the only measure of success, ratings indicate how content is received. This information can inform future decisions. International presence on rating platforms validates the show's cultural significance. Content that matters gets rated and discussed. The show's presence confirms its impact. By appearing on international rating platforms, The Amazing World of Gumball demonstrates its global relevance and allows worldwide audiences to participate in ongoing conversation about the series. These ratings and discussions often focus on the performances of the voice actors who bring characters to life. 90. Voice actor credits. Voice acting brings animated characters to life. The performers behind voices deserve recognition for their work. But here is something most people don't know. Cast lists on credits sites show how many episodes each performer contributes to. Documentation of voice actor participation across the Amazing World of Gumball's run reveals the dedication and work involved in creating character performances. Credits sites maintain detailed records of who voices which characters in which episodes. This documentation preserves information about each performer's contribution to the series over time. Episode count reveals commitment level. Voice actors who appear in hundreds of episodes demonstrate sustained dedication. Their ongoing participation creates character consistency across years. The credits information helps recognize voice actors' careers. Fans can learn who performs their favorite characters. This knowledge often leads to appreciation for actors' broader work. Different actors contribute different amounts based on character importance. Main characters appear in most episodes, while supporting characters show up occasionally. The credits reflect these different levels of involvement. Voice actor documentation also shows changes over time. When actors change for characters, the records show these transitions. This preserves accurate production history. The detailed credits acknowledge that bringing animated worlds to life requires sustained performer commitment. Voice actors return repeatedly to record new episodes. Their dedication makes shows possible. By maintaining voice actor credits, documentation sites recognize the essential human talent behind animated performances and preserve this information for fans, researchers, and history, connecting these individual contributions to the show's larger legacy and ongoing influence on animation. 91. Legacy of the original show. Successful television series leave lasting impressions on the medium. Their influence extends beyond their own episodes. But here's something most people don't know. The ongoing influence of the original series' style and characters continues to shape animation. The Amazing World of Gumball's 6-season original run created a legacy that affects how other shows approach visual style, storytelling, and character design. The legacy includes the show's pioneering use of mixed media. By successfully combining 2D, 3D, live action, and various animation techniques, Gumball demonstrated that audiences accept visual variety. This opened creative possibilities for other productions. The show's character designs also influenced animation trends. The diversity of visual styles representing different characters inspired other creators to experiment with varied aesthetics within single shows. The storytelling approach of finding humor in everyday situations while maintaining gentle tone created a template others have followed. The show proved family-friendly content can be clever without being cynical. The original series' 8-year success established it as a significant property in Cartoon Network's history. Long-running quality shows become reference points for the network and industry. The legacy also includes talented people who worked on the original series. Many animators, writers, and professionals who contributed to Gumball have brought lessons learned to new projects. The show's influence appears in how studios approach international co-productions. The successful European-American collaboration provided a model for other partnerships. By creating this lasting legacy, the original series ensured its impact would extend far beyond its own episode count. This influence has led to extensive documentation of the show across various platforms. 92. Expanded episode documentation. Information about television shows gets recorded and preserved in various ways. Documentation helps fans and researchers access show details. But here is something most people don't know. Fans and guides continue to document episodes and details online. The Amazing World of Gumball has extensive documentation that catalogs information about the series across its entire run. Episode documentation includes titles, air dates, plot summaries, and production details. Dedicated fans compile this information on wikis, databases, and fan sites. The collective effort creates comprehensive resources. The continued documentation reflects ongoing fan engagement. People who care about the show invests time in preserving information. This dedication demonstrates lasting impact on viewers. Documentation serves multiple purposes. New viewers can research episodes before watching. Existing fans can reference specific details. Researchers can study the show's history. Fan guides often include information beyond just episode basics. Character analyses, location guides, running gag catalogs, and trivia all appear. This detailed approach captures the show's depth. Official sources also contribute to documentation. Episode guides on streaming platforms, network websites, and entertainment databases provide authoritative information. The combination creates robust documentation. The expansion over time shows the show's enduring relevance. People continue adding information even years after episodes air. The living documentation grows with continued interest. Online documentation allows global access. Fans worldwide can contribute to and benefit from shared information resources. By maintaining expanded documentation, the fan community ensures the Amazing World of Gumball's details remain accessible and preserved. These documented details reveal patterns in how the show uses setting to create familiarity. 93. Elmore's familiar locations. Settings in television shows can vary widely or remain focused on key locations. How shows use geography affects viewer familiarity. But here's something most people don't know. Many episodes revisit consistent locations like school, home, and local hangouts. The Amazing World of Gumball relies on a core set of locations that appear repeatedly throughout the series. The school serves as one primary location. Elmore Junior High appears in countless episodes. The familiar classrooms, hallways, and grounds create recognizable geography. The Watterson home is another central location. Family scenes naturally take place in the house. The consistent home layout allows viewers to navigate the space mentally. Local hangouts include various Elmore establishments. Stores, restaurants, and public spaces appear regularly. These locations populate the town and create community infrastructure. The familiar locations create comfort through recognition. When episodes begin in familiar settings, audiences immediately orient themselves. Revisiting locations also builds detailed understanding. Repeated appearances allow viewers to notice details and understand layout. The locations become real through familiarity. The consistent locations support production efficiency. Background artists can reuse established designs. Animation teams know how these spaces look. By focusing on familiar locations, the show creates stable geographic foundation. Elmore feels like a real place because viewers keep returning to the same recognizable spots. This geographic stability works together with broader consistency in how stories respect established world rules. 94. Story continuity respect. Fictional worlds establish rules that should remain consistent. How shows handle continuity affects believability. But here is something most people don't know. Individual stories generally respect the established world rules. The Amazing World of Gumball maintains consistency in how its universe operates, even as episodes explore diverse situations. Respecting world rules means new episodes do not contradict established facts about how Elmore works. If previous episodes established certain possibilities or impossibilities, later episodes honor those boundaries. This continuity respect creates a coherent universe. Viewers can trust that the world operates according to consistent logic. This reliability makes suspension of disbelief easier. The established rules cover various aspects of the world. Character capabilities, geographic facts, social structures, and physical laws remain consistent. Episodes work within these parameters. Occasionally, episodes might bend rules slightly for comedy. However, core fundamental aspects remain stable. The flexibility serves humor without destroying consistency. Story continuity respect requires production discipline. Writers must know the established rules. The production team maintains references to ensure new content does not accidentally contradict previous episodes. The respect for continuity validates long-time viewers' investment. People who have watched many episodes appreciate that their accumulated knowledge remains valid. By respecting story continuity, the show maintains the integrity of its fictional world. Elmore remains believable because it follows its own internal logic. This consistent world is accessible to audiences through comprehensive distribution methods. 95. Viewing accessibility worldwide. Access to entertainment content varies across regions. Distribution methods affect who can watch shows. But here is something most people don't know. The series' availability across platforms makes it easy to access worldwide. The Amazing World of Gumball has become widely accessible through various distribution channels that serve audiences in different countries. Platform variety ensures multiple access paths. Streaming services, broadcast television, cable networks, and digital purchases all provide ways to watch. This diversity accommodates different viewing preferences. Worldwide accessibility means the show reaches audiences in many countries. International distribution agreements place the series on platforms that serve different regions. Easy access supports casual viewing. When shows are readily available, people can watch without significant effort. This convenience encourages viewing and allows flexible schedules. The accessibility also serves different economic situations. Some viewers use subscription services, others watch through free broadcast television. The variety accommodates different circumstances. Platform availability changes over time as contracts shift. However, the show maintains presence across multiple platforms simultaneously. This redundancy ensures continued accessibility. The worldwide accessibility reflects the show's success and cultural significance. Content that matters gets distributed broadly. By maintaining accessibility across platforms and regions, The Amazing World of Gumball ensures that audiences who want to watch can find ways to do so. This broad accessibility serves an audience that spans multiple age groups. 96. Calm humor across ages. Comedy can target specific age groups or attempt broad appeal. How humor works affects audience range. But here is something most people don't know. The show's humor works gently for both children and older viewers. The Amazing World of Gumball creates comedy that different age groups appreciate while maintaining unified tone. Children respond to visual humor and character antics. The show's colorful animation, physical comedy, and simple jokes work well for younger viewers. Older viewers appreciate character dynamics and subtle observations. The show includes layers of humor that reward attention and life experience. Adults find different funny elements than children see. The calm approach ensures humor never becomes inappropriate or uncomfortable. The show avoids edge or darkness. All humor maintains gentleness that makes family viewing comfortable. Working gently means comedy does not rely on cruelty. Characters might embarrass themselves, but the show treats everyone with fundamental respect. The multi-generational appeal supports family viewing. Parents watching with children find their own reasons to enjoy episodes. Creating humor that works across ages requires skillful writing. The comedy must layer, with surface-level jokes accessible to everyone and deeper humor rewarding closer attention. By appealing to multiple age groups through calm humor, the show maximizes its potential audience. The broad appeal has contributed significantly to the show's success. This multi-generational appeal extends to how episodes are named. 97. Episode title patterns. How episodes are named affects organization and communication about shows. Title patterns create consistency. But here is something most people don't know. Many episode titles follow simple structures that reflect their central story. The Amazing World of Gumball uses straightforward naming conventions that make episode content immediately clear. Simple structures typically involve the followed by a noun or concept. The burger, the traffic, the distance all exemplify this pattern. Reflecting central stories means titles accurately indicate episode focus. If an episode is called The Pool, viewers know the pool will be important. The title patterns create visual consistency when viewing episode lists. The repeated structure makes the show's episodes immediately recognizable. Simple titles are easy to remember and reference. When discussing episodes, viewers can recall titles without difficulty. The pattern also suggests the show's approach to storytelling. Simple titles reflect focus on ordinary subjects. Some episodes vary from the standard pattern, but the majority follow the consistent structure. By following title patterns, the show creates organizational consistency that helps viewers navigate its extensive episode collection. These clearly titled episodes contain stories that build gently over time. 98. Soft narrative arcs. Stories can feature intense dramatic progressions or gentler developments. How narratives build affects emotional impact. But here is something most people don't know. While plots do not rely on heavy drama, they build quietly over time. The Amazing World of Gumball creates narrative progression through accumulation of small moments, rather than intense dramatic peaks. Soft narrative arcs develop gradually, without forcing intensity. Story elements emerge slowly. Conflicts build gently, rather than exploding suddenly. The quiet building means changes happen through many small steps. Character growth, relationship development, and story progression all occur incrementally. Not relying on heavy drama prevents the show from becoming stressful. Viewers can watch without emotional overwhelm. Building over time rewards patient viewing. People who watch multiple episodes notice developments that single episodes might not reveal. The soft arcs also allow flexibility. Because development happens slowly, specific episodes can vary without disrupting overall progression. Narrative building without intensity requires confident storytelling. The show trusts that viewers will remain engaged without manufactured dramatic spikes. By using soft narrative arcs, the show maintains its characteristic calm while still creating meaningful story development. These softly building narratives distribute attention across various characters. 99. Balanced character screen time. Shows with ensemble casts must distribute attention among multiple characters. How screen time is allocated affects development and story variety. But here is something most people don't know. Episodes typically distribute attention among several characters, creating a calm ensemble. The Amazing World of Gumball shares focus across its cast, rather than concentrating exclusively on one or two characters. Balanced distribution means multiple characters receive development and screen time. While Gumball remains the main character, other family members and friends get substantial attention. Creating calm ensemble through balanced attention prevents any character from dominating overwhelmingly. The distribution feels fair and measured. The balance also provides story variety. Different character combinations create different dynamics. Episodes can focus on various relationships by shifting attention between characters. Distributing attention supports character development across the cast. Secondary characters become fully realized through their screen time. The ensemble approach also reflects the show's values of community and connection. By giving many characters attention, the show demonstrates that everyone matters. Achieving balance requires careful writing and planning. Episodes must serve multiple characters without feeling scattered. By creating balanced character screen time, the show builds a rich ensemble cast that viewers care about. This balanced ensemble exists within the carefully crafted world that gives the show its distinctive identity. 100. The calm world of Elmore. Throughout this video, we have explored 100 facts about the amazing world of Gumball. From production details to character dynamics, from episode titles to international distribution, each element contributes to the complete experience. But here is something most people don't know. The consistent world building, pacing, and narrative choices create a relaxed viewing experience overall. Everything about the Amazing World of Gumball works together to create a calm, comforting space that viewers can return to repeatedly. The consistent world building establishes Elmore as a stable, knowable place. The town operates according to reliable rules, locations remain recognizable, characters behave consistently. This stability creates comfort through familiarity. The pacing throughout the series maintains measured rhythm. Episodes do not rush or drag. Story development happens gradually. This steady tempo allows viewers to relax without stress or boredom. The narrative choices emphasize everyday situations and gentle resolutions. Stories find meaning in ordinary experiences. Conflicts resolve through understanding rather than dramatic confrontation. These elements combine to create viewing experiences that feel genuinely relaxing. The show can be watched attentively or used as comfortable background. The calm world of Elmore provides escape without demanding intense engagement. Viewers can visit this world to unwind. The show offers comfort through its stability, warmth through its character relationships, and gentle amusement through its humor. Over 8 years of original production, and now through continuation, The Amazing World of Gumball has maintained this calm identity. The show's success demonstrates that audiences value gentle, well-crafted content. By building and maintaining this calm world across hundreds of episodes, the show has created something special. The Amazing World of Gumball stands as an example of how animation can provide peaceful entertainment that resonates across ages, cultures, and time. The calm world of Elmore remains open to anyone seeking a gentle, welcoming place to spend time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.